Welcome to Full Count Rhythm Baseball on the Full Count Broadcast Network. Presented by Full Count Ministries and Chick-fil-A of Rivergate. Now let's head into the ballpark for tonight's game.
Good evening, Ohio Valley League fans, more specifically, probably the Full Count Rhythm folks. That'll be joining me early here on the Full Count Broadcast Network. This is Tim Reese. I'm in Fulton, Kentucky for Championship Sunday. Full Count Rhythm can wrap up the 2025 Ohio Valley League Championship with a win tonight. That would be their third championship in 4 years of playing in the Ohio Valley League. Rhythm is finishing up its 4th year out of 5 years as an entity. Played 1 year in the Prospect League last year and decided to get back into the Ohio Valley League, where Rhythm one of 6 clubs this year. Last year, just 5. The year before that, Rhythm's 3rd year in, there were 11 teams, and Full Count won that championship up in Henderson in 2023. Last year, Henderson defeated these Fulton Railroaders at Henderson in a best-of-3 series that took 3 games. Full Count has only gone to the 3rd game in a playoff series once, and that was against Paducah. And Full Count lost the middle game and then came back and defeated the Paducah Chiefs with a walk-off home run by Sammy Slaughter at DC3. That was in 2023 for defeating the Henderson Flash up at Henderson. Full Count won last night's game 12-2. Mercy rule was in effect as they scored 4 runs in the bottom of the 8th inning. A walk-off double by Blake Carter drove in the final 2 runs in a 4-run 8th inning. Carter was 1 for 5 in the ballgame, drove in 2 runs. 3 players for the Rhythm, Trace Simmons, Charlie Bozeman, and Nolan Sargent, each drove in 3 runs in the ballgame. Devin McCarron, Trace Simmons, Charlie Bozeman, and Nolan Sargent had 2 hits apiece. Simmons was the Chick-fil-A of Rivergate player of the game. Trace went 2 for 3 in the game, scored 3 runs, drove in the 3, also had a triple and 2 walks. Jake Merrick led the club in runs scored. He scored 4 times. He was on base all 5 times that he came to the plate, once on an error, 3 times on walks, and he had a double in the 1st inning. Ended up scoring along with John Paul Head on the 2-run triple by Trace Simmons that gave Full Count at the time the 2-0 lead. Charlie Bozeman with a single drove in the 3rd run in the 1st, and that was all that Full Count would need. They scored 2 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th, 2 more in the 5th to take a 7-1 lead. Fulton scored 1 in the top of the 6th, but the Rhythm scored 1 in the bottom of the 7th, and then the 4 runs in the bottom of the 8th to get the 10-run Mercy Rule victory, as the Dorns and the Carmens have shown up here at the ball yard. Grant Edwards also drove up by himself. Back in uniform is Jonathan B. Smithson, Director of Ministry for Full Count. He is an acting coach along with head coach and general manager Josh Carmen. And, of course, our bus driver, Steven Ardito. He is a self-proclaimed coach in the dugout. Great to have him, and this will be our final road game of the year. Of course, the commissioner of the Ohio Valley League, Will Cox, is here in attendance as well. If the Fulton Railroaders can get the victory tonight, that'll push the game, or the final game, to Drakes Creek number 3 in Hendersonville tomorrow night at 7:05. Full Count, hoping that that doesn't happen. And honestly, my wife has some work for me to do tomorrow, so I'm pretty much rooting for the Rhythm to go ahead and wrap it up tonight. Not because of that, but I have been with the club now for 5 years. So there's only been maybe a couple of games that I haven't been to. There's only 13 games that I haven't broadcasted. This will be my 224th broadcast of a Full Count Rhythm baseball game. It'll be the 237th game in their history, trying to get their 160th win tonight against 77 losses. Come in with a record this year of 28-12. Won the regular season over the Paducah Chiefs. Fulton Railroaders were third in the league with an 18-18 record. Now sit at 21-20. Let's get to the Chick-fil-A of Rivergate starting lineups first for the visitors. Full Count Rhythm head coach by Josh Carmen, and tonight assistant coach is John Smithson. Three other coaches this year: Jimmy Gamboa, Carson Howard, and Jonah Smithson away from the team for various reasons. Elijah Stockton will lead off. He's going to play second base. John Paul Head in right field, bats second. Devin McCarron in the 3-hole will play shortstop, and Jake Merrick, been solid all year long at third base. He'll hit cleanup. Trace Simmons out at first base tonight, batting fifth. Charlie Bozeman, he'll handle left field for the squad. He'll bat sixth, and Blake Carter is in the lineup. He'll be the DH, batting seventh. Jonathan Stewart behind the plate for the Rhythm. He'll hit eighth, and Parker Staborski out in center field. He bats ninth. On the mound for Full Count, a right-hander from LSU Eunice, Eli Lamb. He's a 6'5", 230-pound redshirt sophomore from Franklin, Tennessee, went to Centennial High School. Son of Eric and Nicole Lamb, brother to Mivy, grandson of Pawpaw in Princeton, Kentucky. And as well, Pops and Mimi are in Lexington, Kentucky, and Nana is in Richmond. He's been staying part-time at the host home of Todd and Melinda Neal. Todd Neal is his mentor, and he will face the Fulton Railroaders lineup that was put together by J.D. Willis, their head coach. He's assisted by Charlie Furbett and Jake Vitale. Charlie Furbett Jr. is also the general manager. Leading off, playing shortstop, Thomas Kewen. Batting second, the all-OVC or OVL player, Jacob Lott. He'll be in left field, batting second. Trevor Sostman is the DH, batting third. Ellis Hurt in right field, hits cleanup. Chris Henson is at first base, he'll bat fifth. Shane Carnes behind the plate tonight, batting sixth. Owen Sullivan, after his one-game suspension, is back in the lineup. He's in center field, batting seventh. Matt Reinhardt back out at second base in the 8-hole. And A.J. Armstrong, the third baseman, batting ninth. And on the mound for the Railroaders, a left-hander from Kentucky Wesleyan, hometown of Paducah, is Tyler Chapman, 6'2", 185-pound junior. And he is on for his 13th appearance of the year. It's his 7th start. I believe he leads the OVL in wins. He's got 6 against 2 losses. He got his 6th win in the playoffs just 4 days ago, right here against the Paducah Chiefs. That was the middle game of that 3-game series, a 10-3 win over the Paducah Chiefs. And then they went and played that marathon game up at Paducah and defeated the Chiefs 14-12 to get into the championship round. Yeah, the coaches' meeting with the umpires has concluded. Luis Maldonado will be behind the plate. And I believe that is Andy Thomason. Looks like he'll be down at first base. And Mr. Lewis, I'm not sure of his first name. I think could be Steve. I'm not sure what his first name is. I heard it last night, but it is just eluding me right now. I did not write it down. So my advanced age, if you don't write it down, you good chance you don't remember it. So Tyler Neely, the public address announcer, is announcing the lineups. Eddie Crittenden, of course, is on the Fulton Railroaders Facebook live feed tonight in his happy place. He's got plenty of juice, and he's got his microphone attached to his iPad. I think next year he's going to get a little more of a sophisticated setup. So we're going to have a national anthem sung by what I heard, the newly elected or newly celebrated Miss Tennessee, as now the Roaders are being announced as they take the field. DuBois County Bombers, the only team since 2011 to win 3 championships. That third championship was against the Full Count Rhythm in their first year. That was a 2-0 championship round for the DuBois County Bombers. They won that one on their home field back in 2021. A tight game, I think a 3-2 extra inning loss for Full Count at home, as Full Count was the top seeded team in the league that year. But the DuBois County Bombers won their third championship in 2021, had won in 2017 on the road at Hoptown, and in 2015 at home against the Madisonville Miners. Of course, these Fulton Railroaders, in the first year of the league's new existence in 2011, the 4-team league that consisted of the Fulton Railroaders, the Owensboro Oilers, the Tradewater Pirates, later became the Madisonville Miners, and the Marion Bobcats that ended up leaving the league in 2014. The Railroaders defeated the Owensboro Oilers, later the River Dogs, 2-3 in 2011, then lost to the Hoptown Hoppers in 2012, came back and won over Hoptown in 2013, as we are set now for our national anthem. Of course, we won't be able to carry it here. Don't want to get kicked off of Facebook or YouTube. So, young lady who will sing the national anthem now coming out onto the field wearing her crown, walking in those high heels on grass. Just trying to make sure she stays upright. We'll be right back on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Feeling tight, stiff, and not quite yourself? Then it might be time to go see the professionals at Absolute Wellness. Located at 101 Tennessee Way, Suite 100 here in Hendersonville, Absolute Wellness can get you back on track with their numerous services like chiropractic care, massage, acupuncture, spinal decompression. Call Absolute Wellness at 615-264-8515 today to get in on some great offers. That's Absolute Wellness. Your road to absolute wellness starts here. We all think about our home's yards, gutters, floors, and so much more. When was the last time you thought about your sprinkler system? That's where Music City Fire Sprinkler steps in. It may shock you that in-home sprinkler systems are discreet and affordable. Let the experts at Music City Fire Sprinkler tell you for themselves. Give them a call at 615-826-7450 or check them out on the web at mcfs.us. That's Music City Fire Sprinkler, proud sponsor of the Full Count Rhythm.
Let's get back to Full Count Rhythm baseball action on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Megan somebody. Didn't catch her last name, but she had to fight the microphone and the instrumental portion of that national anthem. Did a good job of fighting through that one. Beautiful voice. We're going to have a first pitch delivered by, looks like maybe 4. One young lady heading out to the mound right now. Fulton Railroaders had to get through the number 2 seeded Paducah Chiefs after losing game 1. Came back and won game 2 here at home 10-3 in the 14-12 thriller up in Paducah. The Rhythm, of course, 2-0 over the Hoptown Hoppers. Only played 2 games in the playoffs. Fulton had to play a play-in game against the Madisonville Miners. That was a tight game here at Fulton. 4-1 going to the top of the 9th inning. And I believe it was Noah Burning. Let me check that real quick. Noah Burning hit a 3-run home run to tie it in the top of the 9th. In the bottom of the 9th with 1 out, Thomas Kewen had a single, and Jacob Lott drove him in with a double. to right field, and that was the walk-off winner. Then a 6-2 loss to the Paducah Chiefs up at Brooks Stadium. Then 10-3 decisive win here at Fulton. And this young man that's on the mound right now, Tyler Chapman, delivered 6 innings of 5-hit, 1-run baseball, walked 3, struck out 7. Got his 6th win of the year. And then the Paducah Chiefs hosted Game 3. The winner was going to move on already, knowing to play full count down at Hendersonville, Tennessee. And the Fulton Railroaders outlasted the Chiefs. That was in 12 innings. Raiders had to tie it up in the top of the 9th. I believe they scored the 9th run. No, that was the 8th run to tie it. And then they scored 2 in the top of the 10th. Chiefs scored 2 in the bottom of the 10th. Raiders scored 2 in the top of the 11th. Chiefs scored 2 in the bottom of the 11th. One more time, the Raiders put 2 on the board in the top of the 12th, and the Chiefs could not match. As Luis Maldonado cleans off his brush, Elijah Stockton steps into the plate. And we are about ready for baseball. Chapman, the Kentucky Wesleyan Panther, throws a pitch to Elijah Stockton, another Kentucky Wesleyan Panther, for apparently ball 1, and we are underway at 6:33 p.m. Central Time. 1-0 pitch is outside. The count goes 2 balls and no strikes. Game time temperature, 89 degrees, feels like 103. Very sticky here in Fulton. No breeze right now with the flag out there in center field. And now 3 balls and no strikes. Game time temperature brought to you by Stitches by Cindy. That's CYNDI. Go to her Facebook page, or you can find her on the web. 3-0 pitch in there for a called strike. Elijah Stockton playing in his 24th game of the year, hitting .206. Got 3 doubles on the year. Been in the leadoff spot for the last few weeks. Takes a healthy hack there and comes up empty. And we'll have a first Full Count Ministries full count with the leadoff batter here in the top of the first. Chapman delivers. Slow roller to the right side, glove by Reinhardt. His throw to first base is in time to get Elijah Stockton for out number 1. Now John Paul Head, the Cub Stokes Award winner, will stand in, hitting .452, playing in his 39th game of the year. 50 runs scored, 61 hits, 11 doubles, 9 home runs, 51 RBIs, 39 walks, only 13 strikeouts. That's a 3-to-1 ratio for John Paul Head, the UAB Blazer. From Vestavia Hills, he swings at the first pitch, fouls it straight back. And we're playing the yard card game tonight. Let me got to get my chat up on the board. I'm not sure where my dot is not up. Looks at the next pitch, and it's a slider in there for a called strike. Might be some fat fingering going on. My fingers are very, very wet from the humidity, and it's hard to move that mouse on this computer. 0-2 pitch misses outside for ball 1. And the Raiders umpires are starting early here. Upset that ball in the left-handed batter's box was not called a strike. 1-2 to John Paul. Just misses again. This stadium has the location for the most home runs hit in the Ohio Valley League this year. 42 have left the building. That is popped up and out of play. A AAA autoglass foul ball. Count remains 2-2. How many did John Paul hit out of here during the year? 0, not one. Full Count only hit 2 home runs here during the year, and they were both on the same night. Back in June 25th, Jake Merrick and Lou D'Alessio rode one out of here, popped up and off to the right side again. AAA autoglass foul ball. Hey, that's over there by Eddie Crittenden's truck. Right there on the back of Eddie Crittenden's big old truck. AAA autoglass foul ball. And pitches high for another Full Count Ministries full count. On deck, Devin McCarron. John Paul won the award for the most home runs, the most RBIs, the most hits. And another souvenir for a lucky fan. That's a Full Count first pitch foul ball. And home plate umpire Luis Maldonado needs some new pearls. Tyler Chapman, a Kentucky Wesleyan Panther from Paducah, Kentucky. Rocks and fires. It is on the outside corner, and John Paul is going to get rung up. Took a pitch he shouldn't have taken. Yeah, the first 2 retired by Chapman. Now Devin McCarron playing in his 19th game of the year. .351 batting average. He's got 5 doubles, 3 home runs, 12 RBIs. Played a solid shortstop and been an anchor in the middle of that batting order. Takes a healthy hack. Comes up empty at the first pitch he sees from number 9, Tyler Chapman. Chapman has a sign and delivers. That's outside. Drilled to right field. That's going to get off the wall. Played quickly by the center fielder, Owen Sullivan. That'll be a long single here at Low House Field. The Rhythm have a 2-out base runner. That's McCarron's 27th hit in his 19th game. And that right there is where the Low House Field big wall gives back to the defensive club. Now Jake Merrick, cleanup hitter, hitting .369, playing in his 39th game of the year, stands in. Also a UAB Blazer. He takes a pitch in there for a called strike. Had some movement on that. It looked like a slider. Otto Rubio's watching. Before church service, they have church on Sunday night down there in Nicaragua. 0-1 is just down. Catch up on Ava Dorn. She's here at the ball yard. She's checking in on YouTube. Along with her sister, Vanessa. Kylie Carmen is here as well. Kennedy Carmen. Another pitch in there for a called strike. And then Merrick down in the count 1-2. On deck is Trace Simmons. Ava at home games, she sits right next to me to my left. She runs the scoreboard. My wife, who is not here tonight, runs this computer on my right. Foul tipped at the plate, and Carnes could not hang on to that. Merrick stays alive. So I've got to press 1 and 2 on this machine to my right, my camera switcher. And I've got to run the scoreboard, play the commercials, talk every once in a while, keep a scorebook. That's why they pay me the big bucks. One-two pitch with McCarron leading off. That's outside. That sun is still an issue right here for the right side. Chris Henson, the first baseman, is battling the sun. If Tyler Chapman throws over his way, it may be an unpleasant experience. Swing and a miss on a slider drop, and Henson's going to have to throw down to first base to complete the strikeout. But a couple of strikeouts, and the hit is to no avail. The Rhythm do not score in the top of the first. that do strand a runner as we head to the bottom of the second, or bottom of the first. We'll be right back on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Escape to a taste of the tropics with Frosted Luau, Hendersonville's favorite soft serve ice cream truck. Indulge in our creamy delights with options for everyone, including dairy-free and vegan treats. Planning a corporate event or a birthday bash? Let Frosted Luau cater to your sweet cravings. Visit frostedluau.com, follow us on Instagram at Frosted Luau, or call 615-422-6133 to book your luau today. Frosted Luau, where every cup is a vacation.
Think about something for a moment. Every single business, from the smallest neighborhood bakery to the biggest multinational corporation, is someone's dream come true. The byproduct of planning and determination and hard work. If you own a business, you already know that. So you'll also understand that fire and security protection isn't just about protecting property. It's about safeguarding dreams. At Corson, that's what we've specialized in since 1946. Corson Fire and Security. Corson.com.
Let's get back to Full Count Rhythm Baseball action on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Tim Reese back on the Full Count Broadcast Network. We move to the bottom of the first inning as Eli Lamb out on the mound for Full Count. They face Thomas Kewen, Jacob Lott, Trevor Sossman, the first three batters in the Rotors lineup. From LSU Eunice, 2 years out of high school. Eli, for his 9th appearance of the year, it's his 3rd start. He has a 1-0 record. In 15 2/3 innings, he's given up only 6 hits, 4 runs. 2 of those were earned. Walked 8, struck out 18 as he faces one of the top hitters on the Rotors ball club. Played in only 7 games, hitting .432. Yeah, a 2-0 count early. Kewen, a late ad. He's from Holmes Community College, Grenada, Mississippi. And just like Elijah Stockton, the leadoff batter for Full Count, he's going to see a 3-ball, no-strike count out of the hand of Eli Lamb, the tall right-hander, the Bengal from LSU Eunice Community College, and he's going to walk on 4 pitches. That'll bring up Jacob Lott, their leading RBI man. He's playing in his 34th game and leads the club in home runs with 5 and RBIs with 19, hitting .298. He was selected to the OVL All-Star team, or the OVL All-Star team, I guess it's called, along with right-handed pitcher Hayes Melville of the Railroaders. Of course, the Rhythm had 4 named on the All-Star team. Lamb now 5 times out of the zone. Tim Ferguson checking in. They're watching from home on the big 72-inch screen. Zach Williams also watching. Former play-by-play announcer on these airwaves. There's a swinging strike right there on the 1-0 from Lott. Lott also out of Holmes Community College. He's from South Haven, Mississippi. Foul ball off to the left side. AAA Autoglass foul ball. The Lamarb's watching. Kind comments on Facebook. Thank you, Trish. Trish and Dave Lamarb. They've been Full Count Ministries supporters for a long, long time. I believe Dave was on the board for several years. 1-2 is away. Charlie Bozeman's in left field. Parker Staborski in center. John Paul Head playing deep second base at right field. Jake Merrick at third. Devin McCarron at short. Elijah Stockton at second. Trace Simmons at first. And Jonathan Stewart behind the plate. Kewen does not go, and the pitch is just inside for a Full Count Ministries full count. Luis Maldonado with a tight strike zone to begin here. Appreciate all of you joining me tonight on Facebook and YouTube. Runner at first takes off, and that's ball 4. The first 2 have reached. Josh Carmen not waiting. He's going to go ahead and come on out and have a chat with Eli Lamb. Trevor Sauceman will get ready to come to the plate. 2 have come to the plate and 2 have walked. First on 4 pitches. The next on 6. Vicky Maloney, big fan, super fan. She's checked in. Jay Myers there, tuned in for the W as well. Paula Sims can't have a full count rhythm game without Paula checking in. Luis Maldonado will come out to see if he can break this up. Josh Carmen wants to have a word with Luis Maldonado as he walks back to the dugout. Now Sauceman will check in, the DH, 3-hole hitter playing in his 32nd game, hitting .238. Count comes in with a team ERA of 3.67. That's on a 9-inning calculation. There's a first pitch in there and a great visit by Josh Carmen, as Tina Myers wanted to make sure that she's checked in as well. She's got her communication device with her. Ron Wilson, he's in Madisonville. I know he's rooting on the full count rhythm. He was on the broadcast yesterday. I didn't mention him yesterday, but Ron Wilson's a big fan of Ohio Valley League baseball. Don't know that he missed a game for the Madisonville Miners this year. Thanks to all the nanas and the grannies and the grandmas and the mimis, papas, grandpas, all the grandparents out there that have been faithful supporters and watchers all year long. 0-2 misses outside. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Eddie doesn't believe me. Oh, is it? Oh, Eddie is doing it all. He's broadcasting. He's keeping the scorebook or the scoreboard as Lamb was 0-2. Now he's back to 2-2. Ellis Hurt on deck. Lamb last started against Paducah back on June 23rd. And he's gone a full count. Ministry's full count to the 3rd, or to the 2nd straight batter. Camden Angel, former rhythm player, he's checked in on YouTube. He says, let's get it in rhythm. 2 on, nobody out here in the bottom of the 1st. And that's ball 4. Lamb has walked the bases loaded. Somebody getting loose down in the rhythm bullpen as full count doesn't want to let this get out of control. And not a great start here as now Ellis Hurt stands in, playing in his 14th or 15th game, hitting .283. Hurt was 2 for 4 in yesterday's game, had an RBI single, drove in the first run of the game in the 4th. There's a breaking pitch in there for a called strike. Tony Stockton, the mother of Elijah Stockton, she's listening in on Facebook. Nice block by Stewart on a ball in the dirt, all natural surface. Here, of course, the only artificial surface is the infield at Drakes Creek number 3. Everything else, grass and dirt in the Ohio Valley League. Swing and a miss. Lamb gets ahead in the count again. He was ahead of Sossman 0-2, but ended up losing him. Thomas Kuhn's on at third. Jacob Lott is out at second, and Trevor Sossman, is at first base. Lamb would love to have a Safeware strikeout, and looks like he's going to get it. They're going to check down at first base, and Andy Thomason, the first base umpire, says that he went. And that is a Safeware strikeout for out number 1. And now Chris Henson will step to the plate with the bases loaded now and 1 out. Henson playing in his 33rd game of the year, hitting .248. He's got 4 home runs and 14 RBIs. Dangerous hitter. Stewart sticks that one at the knees for a called strike. Eli Lamb gaining a little bit of confidence here. He wants to stay in this ball game, get at least 5 innings in. See if he can pick up a win. Yeah, dots the outside corner, and he's ahead in the count. You can just see Eli Lamb gaining some confidence now. Got the much-needed strikeout of Ellis Hurt. He'd take another one right here. Chris Henson, if he can get it. Henson does not go after the breaking pitch outside. Or Eli Lamb might be calling the doctor. See if he can get a prescription for a 6-4-3 or a 4-6-3 or a 1-2-3. Change up down in the dirt. Nice stop there by the future Vol State Pioneer, Jonathan Stewart from Smyrna High School, getting a start behind the plate. And now the count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Henson is just not going after those pitches out of the zone. Thanks for joining me on the Full Count Broadcast Network, whether you're on YouTube or on Facebook. Tried to step on a fastball there and yanked it glove side. Not a lot of room behind home plate here, but Henson's going to look at a Full Count Ministries full count. Yesterday, the Rhythm got on top in the bottom of the first. Fulton Railroaders trying to do that here. Ground ball to third, and it gets by in the left field. 1 run will score. They'll hold Lott at third base, and the base hit that just got under the glove of Jake Merrick drives in the first run of the ball game. RBI single by Henson. That's the first hit of the inning. I thought there was a chance that Merrick was going to get a glove on that one. I think maybe his only play would have been to first. He had to go to his knees. And now Shane Carnes at the plate. He looks at the first pitch right over for a called strike. Met his parents before the ball game. Carnes from Lebanon Junction, Kentucky. Goes to Schoolcraft College, 6'3", 205 pounds, sophomore. 0-1, grounded foul. That hits the runner. And since he's in foul territory, all he gets is a bruise. He's not out. The count now is 0-2. That's why the runner at third base leads off in foul territory. If he gets hit by the ball and he's in fair territory, he's out. Lamb still with the bases loaded, still with 1 out. 1 run in for, I did not get the run up there. And a backward K in the book, and that's a Safeware strikeout. Second strikeout of the inning. And now 2 outs. Apologize. Probably somebody on Facebook said, hey, you didn't get the run up there. Come on, Ron Wilson. You got to keep me accountable here. Owen Sullivan, right-handed hitter, looks at a breaking pitch. That catches the plate. Strike 1. He had to sit out yesterday's game. Got tossed late in the 14-12 win. He has played a couple of years at Western Illinois. And that goes to the backstop. But again, that short fence right behind home plate, and it bounces back, and Eli Lamb hustles into the plate. Jacob Lott said, no, I think I'll wait. Let's get the count right. 1 ball, 1 strike. Again, so dependent on my lovely wife, Susan Reese, on those home games, and takes me a little bit. Slow changeup, look like straight change right over the plate for a called strike. Sullivan playing in his 25th game of the year, hitting right at 250. 5'10", 180-pound rising junior. He is transferring to school, he told me yesterday, Benedictine, I think he told me. I don't think I'd heard of it. He'd been at Western Illinois. He was a leatherneck there. 1-2. Yanked again as Lamb looks like he's trying to step on a fastball, trying to really put something behind it. Maybe shove it into Jonathan Stewart's glove, and he just doesn't have a smooth release. 2-2. A check swing, and they're going to check down at first base. Jonathan Stewart steps on home plate, and that is another Safeware strikeout to end the inning. A huge call right there. Sullivan down on the check swing. Fulton Railroaders score 1 run on 1 hit. No errors, 3 runners left aboard. 3 Safeware strikeouts by Eli Lamb. He'll have to get into the dugout, see if he can correct those issues that caused him problems in the bottom of the first. Full count. We'll try to get this game tied and take the lead in the second. We'll be right back on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Don't strike out at your next party. Order the food that will get your crowd cheering. Chick-fil-A of Rivergate. We have many catering options available, from our Chick-fil-A nugget trays to our original Chick-fil-A sandwiches to our chocolate chunk cookies and fudge brownies. We have something for everyone. Order online at chickfil-a.com or call the store at 615-851-4007.
If you didn't know, the Full Count Rhythm is part of the organization called Full Count Ministries. Full Count's mission is to give every baseball player the opportunity to hear the gospel, respond to the gospel, and grow in the relationship with Jesus. With Full Count, you could lead by discipling the next generation by using our resources, or you could go on international mission trips. For more of what we do, check out our website at fullcountministries.com or our pages on Instagram and Facebook.
Let's get back to Full Count Rhythm Baseball action on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
I want to thank Todd and Linda Hundley for their sponsorship and support of Full Count Rhythm Baseball. They are the owners at Chick-fil-A of Rivergate. We're playing yard card. I assume we're still playing it until Todd Hundley tells me we're not playing it. If you can guess when a Rhythm player is going to hit a home run, you get 1 guess per game. And if you pull your yard card, let's say, for example, Trey Simmons, who's stepping to the plate, and he hits a home run in this at-bat, you'll win a Chick-fil-A meal card. It's for a Chick-fil-A sandwich meal or an 8-piece chicken nugget. But you got to get in on either YouTube or Facebook. Make sure I see it as best you can. I need to know if you're going to pull the yard card and who is going to hit it, as Trey Simmons swings and misses at the first offering from Tyler Chapman. Struck out 2 in the first, gave up a hit by Devin McCarron off that short porch in right field. Trey Simmons sees fastball outside. Simmons, Charlie Bozeman, and Blake Carter due up to face the left-hander from Paducah, Kentucky, Tyler Chapman. 35 innings this year. Pours a strike in at the knees. Hey, let's get the count up here. 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out. No mulligans either. What do we got? That's right, Jay. We run a tight ship over here. Suzanne Hall checking in. Assumes she is back in Knoxville. Swing and a miss, and Simmons reached. Couldn't put the bat on that one. Trey Simmons was your beer batter? Trey Simmons was the beer batter. I hate that. These Rotors fans up here going to get, what do you get? 2 for the price of 1 beer? $3 beer. I mean, you just can't beat that, can you? They do it negative up here. We do it positive at Full Count. There's a line drive, leaping catch by Thomas Kewen of Charlie Bozeman's bid for a 1-out base hit. Nice place by Kewen in the outfield grass to run down that line drive. Now 2 outs brings up Blake Carter, the walk-off winner last night, had a double into left center field. Ellis Hurt played left field yesterday. He could not grab that, and he just let it go. First pitch, the breaking pitch in there for a called strike. If it's free, it's for me. Give me 3. Jay Myers, pulling your yard card is free. Griff Shelton checking in. Jay, they wouldn't even let me pull my yard card after I announced it because I want to root for a grand slam. Check swing. I want to check down at first base. You knew that was going to happen. Andy Thomason says no, he didn't go. Twice he said he went for Rotors batters, but for Full Count batters, he said no. So I guess that $5 I gave him before the game's paying off. Said, Andy, here's $5. Keep it fair. Just kidding. I didn't. That ball's drilled out to left center field. Back goes Sullivan. He's going to watch this one hit off the scoreboard. Carter thought about going to second base, but that is a long single. Again, that's way longer than Devin McCarron's off that right center field wall, but another 2-out knock. It's Blake Carter, the Lipscomb Bison, gets on base. He's the DH tonight. Came in hitting .262. Love to have him stay hot through this final game. Now Jonathan Stewart comes to the plate. Playing in his 11th game this year. He's hit one, banged one off of that wall out there in right center field earlier this year. Looks at a fastball outside. $85 of you joining on YouTube tonight. That ball squeaks through the 5-hole, and Carter will sneak on down to first or second base on the wild pitch that got down in the dirt. Carnes would have loved to have stopped that, but when the ball goes in the dirt, it's a wild pitch. Parker Staborski on deck, the number 9 hitter for Full Count. Tying run out at second base. If Stewart can drive him in, that's now a 3-ball, no strike count to the right-handed hitter, transferring from Daytona State Community College. 6'2", 190-pound redshirt freshman from Smyrna High School, Smyrna, Tennessee, son of Todd and Kasha Stewart. Brother to Scott and Molly. Hello to Papa and Nana in San Antonio and Papa and Mimi in Springfield, Missouri, as he looks at a called strike. Barbara Ardito, she's watching in Clarksville, Tennessee. Wife of Stephen Ardito, our bus driver and self-proclaimed bench coach. He's in the dugout. Stewart looks at a breaking pitch, and it's down. He's going to reach base with a walk, and runners now at first and second. That's the first walk of the game by Chapman and Parker Staborski. Hitting .237, playing in his 26th game. 2 doubles, a triple, a home run. He's got 17 runs batted in. And he's got power to leave this yard. 350 down the left field line. 360 in left center field. Goes out to the farthest point at 370 as the breaking pitch lands across the plate. That's out where the Wall from the left field line meets the wall from the right field line, and it is straight. Down that right field line, it's 225 here at Low House Field with a 40-foot fence over it. There's a screen, and then, I don't know, maybe 20 foot. Staborski is going to lay down a bunt. Tried to sneak one on the right side, but it rolls foul. Count goes 0-2. You're not going to drive in a run. All right, why is that K not working? There we go. 0-2 count. Not going to drive in a run there, but you're going to bring your leadoff batter up. But Stockton's not an RBI man. So I say, I'm glad that thing went wide. Parker swing the stick. Has had problems with the strikeout this year, but swing hard just in case you hit it. It's my motto. 0-2. That ball is hit well out to right field. Staborski's watching it. He's still watching it. And it hits off the top of the fence. He stood there at home plate. Run's going to come in. Parker, don't do that ever again. As the Framework Athletics first run of the game comes in, Staborski clearly thinking that ball was going to go foul, but it hits off the top of the fence down that right field line, and he only gets to first base. Coaches don't like that, Parker. Stewart ends up over at third. Carter with 2 outs was running on the swing. And now we're tied up. Runners at the corners. And Elijah Stockton stands in. He grounded out to the second baseman, his counterpart, Matthew Reinhart. Got an opportunity to drive in a run here as the first pitch from the left-hander. Chapman sails high. So now 2 hits in the inning, 3 hits in the ball game for full count. I'm not sure. I don't think Parker thought he had him a home run. I don't think that's why he was standing at home plate. I think he thought it was going to go foul. Let's see if he takes off here. He does not. And Stockton with a check swing. Called ball 2. They want to check. The fans want home plate umpire Luis Maldonado to check. Chris Lewis is the third base umpire, now in the middle of the field, 2-0, as Staborski will take second base. Carnes was trying to get the ball out of his glove, but couldn't get it out of there. Staborski picks up his 10th steal of the year. Runners now at second and third. 3-ball, no strike count to Stockton. Now that's down the middle for called strike. 3-1, 3-1. Eddie's spinning plates up here, the Fulton Railroaders broadcaster. 3-1 pitch. That's inside, and the bases are juiced. And yard card. Jim Reese pulling his yard card right here. Rhythm do not have a grand slam on the year. I am calling grand slam. Not just yard card, I'm calling grand slam. So I'm pulling my yard card right now. Let's see if anybody else is pulling. Is Ava pulling a yard card? Yard card, Ava? She normally does when John Paul stands in. But Tim Ferguson said Parker just wanted a steal. Hurry up and get your information in here. I don't see anybody taking a yard card here. 1 ball. Barbara, is that yes mean yard card for John Paul? You need to specify. That ball's hit high and deep to right field. Did he get it? He got it! Grand slam, home run, first of the year. And a yard card winner. Jonathan Huffam says yard card for the franchise. John Paul Head puts the Rhythm up by 4 with the first grand slam of the year, his 10th home run. 2 out, big fly. And the Rhythm take a 5-1 lead here in the top of the second inning. 55 RBIs on the season for John Paul Head. Struck out looking in his first at-bat, and he hits one out of here to right field as J.D. Willis, the head coach, will come out and have a confab. So I think Jonathan Huffam said yes to the yard card. And Barbara Ardito, I believe, was saying yes to the yard card. And I think Tim Reese. All right. Jonathan, I will get you the information here. Got to get my computer back up. There we go. And we will get the email address. Let me give you an email address. Get you a piece of paper and a pencil. I'll get you the email address you'll need to send into Todd Hundley, as we're going to have a pitching change. So we'll take a quick break. I'll be back with the email address and the name of the new pitcher after this short break. You're listening and watching the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Feeling tight, stiff, and not quite yourself? Then it might be time to go see the professionals at Absolute Wellness. Located at 101 Tennessee Way, Suite 100 here in Hendersonville, Absolute Wellness can get you back on track with their numerous services like chiropractic care, massage, acupuncture, spinal decompression. Call Absolute Wellness at 615-264-8515 today to get in on some great offers. That's Absolute Wellness. Your road to absolute wellness starts here.
Compliant with code. If you're a facility manager or building owner, you've heard the term plenty of times. At Corson Fire and Security, we work to keep buildings compliant with the most demanding code of all, our own. We've been protecting people and property since before most of today's codes were even written. And what we've learned along the way makes us the best choice to partner with for the future. Corson Fire and Security, celebrating 70 years. Learn more at corson.com.
Let's get back to Full Count Rhythm Baseball action on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Tim Reese on the Full Count Broadcast Network, where John Paul Head has just gone big fly with the bases loaded. Grand slam home run. Full Count finally gets their first grand slam home run. And we have a break in the action here. Trying to figure out what's going on. I assume Tyler Chapman's out of the game, and they've got another left-hander that's getting loose down in their own bullpen. But if Chapman is injured, that next pitcher is allowed to warm up on the mound here, so I don't know what's going on. But anyway, for Barbara Ardito and Jonathan Huffam, and yours truly, here's the email address for you. 01333 at Chick-fil-A. That's chick-fil, FIL-A.com. So 01333 at chick-fil-A.com. Send that. Todd Hundley will receive that email. Tell him you are a yard card winner for John Paul Head, and name the date, July 27th here, and he'll tell you how to receive your yard card winnings. See if not sure if Todd's listening in tonight or not. Rebecca Dorn, who is listening, is she here? I don't think I saw Rebecca. Oh, there she is. She is right next to Brooke Carmen. So we've got a break. I have no idea why that left-hander is loosening in the bullpen down there. Let's see if I can get my binos out and tell you who it is. I think that's going to be Blake Althusius, is who my guess is. Number 15. That's loosening in the bullpen. Nope, Grant Baskin is a left-hander that's loosening down there. What number is Althusius? Number 23. So it looks like we're definitely going to have a new pitcher. Tyler Chapman pitches to 11 batters. He goes 1 2/3 innings, gives up 4 hits, and all 5 runs are charged to Chapman. Walks 2 batters, strikes out 3. That gives up 1 big home run. That was the grand slam to John Paul Head. I've been waiting to use my yard card. Now we only had 2 yard card winners prior to that, and that was before we started giving out. We, as in Chick-fil-A of Rivergate, giving out a prize for a yard card winning, and that is a free meal at Chick-fil-A, and it's good for any Chick-fil-A. You don't have to just go to Rivergate, but if you're in the area, make sure to go by and see Todd Hundley over there at Chick-fil-A of Rivergate. Tell him you appreciate them and their title sponsorship. Todd Hundley, who is on the board of Full Count Ministry, does a ton for the ministry. Couldn't do it without him. I'm going to try to send my email to him now, and I'll name Jonathan Huffam and Barbara Ardito as additional yard card winners. See if I can get that at 01333 at Chick dash Phil, old Phil dash a.com. My subject, yard card winner. And as Todd Hundley likes to say, winner, winner, chicken dinner. He and his wife, Linda, were a host home at the beginning of the year and had a couple of Butler Bulldogs. But both of them, one got injured and one left the team early. So I type and talk. It's great radio here, isn't it? Great. Steven Ardito says he called it before 2 players heard you. Steven, come on now. Come on. But you got to pull your yard card. It's got to be in here. Still waiting on a left-handed pitcher, I think. He's now about to come out of the bullpen, so I'm guessing he wanted to just get his warm-ups down in the regular bullpen. I'm still typing. Jonathan Huffam and yours truly. All right, that's sent. Stephen, we'll have to have a meeting. Trey Simmons and Charlie Bozeman heard you. Well, if you're listening in, you should have sent in a text or a post like your wife did. So now Grant Baskin will get warm-up tosses on the actual mound, number 15. 6 foot, 190-pound junior from George Fox University, hometown of Arroyo Grande Avenue. Let's see what kind of statistical accomplishments Mr. Baskin has. I know he's pitched against Full Count this year. That was the first outing of the year by Tyler Chapman against the Rhythm. Baskin has 11 appearances, 9 of those are starts, so this is his 3rd in relief. He has a 2-6 record in 37 2/3 innings. He's given up 40 hits 30 runs, 21 of those earned, has walked 32, struck out 31. You don't ever want to be upside down on your walks and strikeouts, and has also plunked 7 batters, a little over a 5 ERA, and he's going to come into a game where Full Count already leads 5-1. This is Championship Sunday for the Full Count Rhythm, trying to nail down the 2-0 championship round against the Fulton Railroaders, who come in as underdogs. No question, Full Count in 8 games previous to this. They have defeated the Roaders 7 of those 8. All-time record, 23-5, Full Count is against the Roaders. And Baskin says he's ready. Devin McCarron steps in with 2 outs, nobody on. 5-1, Full Count leads. First pitch he sees is outside. McCarron singled off that short right field fence out there in right center field. Takes a slider, or apparently maybe a little high. It was definitely over the plate. You generally don't listen, but when there's a Chick-fil-A meal on the line, you listen after. Fouled off of Shane Carnes behind the plate. Luis Maldonado will give him a little bit of a break. 2-0 pitch, fouled back. Michael Kelly, the host dad for JP this summer, he and Andrea, they're rooting for John Paul in the Full Count Rhythm. Stephen will have to take that up with the head of Chick-fil-A of Rivergate, Todd Hunley. Now 3-ball, 1-strike count. But on the Facebook and YouTube broadcast before the home run left the yard, and they too call this the yard, I think sometimes. It's Low House Field. Swing and a miss on an inside fastball. We'll have a Full Count Ministries full count. Toward the end of the game, we'll have the Full Count Ministries verse of the game, and it might be the final verse, depending on how this game goes. Rhythm Mercy Rule win 12-2 yesterday in 8 innings. 5-1, swing and a miss by McCarron on a pitch out of the strike zone. And the Rhythm are retired as 8 come to the plate. First 2 were retired in the inning. And then a single by Blake Carter, a walk to Jonathan Stewart, a single off the highest part of the outfield fence down the right field line by Parker Staborski, drove in a run. Blake Carter, and then Elijah Stockton walked, loaded the bases, and John Paul Head delivered the first grand slam of the year. It was his 10th home run, RBIs 52, 53, 54, and 55 for the Cup Stokes most outstanding offensive player of the year. Let me go through the all OVL team here. I've got the information for those of you that weren't sure. Trace Simmons, who's at first base tonight for Full Count. He was one of 2 catchers named to the all OVL All-Star team. Milo Abradovich from Henderson Flash, the other catcher. The infielders, Pete Britton, Easton Denny, Coulter Hamilton, Hayden Jones, and Jake Merrick from the Full Count Rhythm. Outfielders, Nazir Bergen, Jacob Lott from right here, the Fulton Railroaders, TK Madera, the Paducah Chiefs, and John Paul Head, of course. The 4 outfielders, utility player Dom Bello from the Hoptown Hoppers. Noah Burning was the DH from the Madisonville Miners. And these 5 pitchers, Hayden Alexander of the Paducah Chiefs, Evan Bloomer from the Flash, Hayes Melville from the Fulton Railroaders, Caden Wooldridge from the Madisonville Miners, and our own Ryan Sweeney, the Full Count Rhythm. We had 3 straight games of saves for Full Count. Has 4 now on the year. Didn't need him in yesterday's contest. Tate Riggs, Braylon Hall, and Peyton Vaught through 8 innings, gave up 9 hits, 2 runs, walked 3, struck out 7. As Eli Lamb back out on the mound with the lead ground ball to Jake Merrick. He gets it on one hop off the bat of Matt Reinhart and throws to first for out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 out. A.J. Armstrong will stand in, a Vol State pioneer and member of the Full Count 242 discipleship group this past year at Volunteer State that I was able to lead. He and Brady Davis of the Railroaders, along with Jaden Perez, also of the Roaders. A.J. looks at a called strike on the outside corner. Paul and Leanne Head watching from Birmingham. They like to see big flies off the bat of John Paul. I won't tell you, John Paul Head's had the best year in the 5 years that I've been watching summer collegiate baseball. Armstrong checks his swing on the pitch low and outside. They're watching down in Vestavia Hills, down there where the Newmans live as well. Not sure if that's where Charlie and Adam Spates are living, but they're living close. Speaking of close, that pitch narrowly missed the strike zone. A.J. second in the OVL in walks. He's got 37. John Paul with 39 now. Let's make it 38 for A.J. Armstrong. He led the TCCAA, that's the Tennessee Junior College Athletic Association, in walk percentage. That's the 4th walk of the game. Eli walked the first 3 batters that he faced, able to get Ellis Hurt to strike out, but Chris Henson got a ground ball base hit in the left field to score the lone run, then struck out Carnes and Sullivan. Now back to the top of the lineup, and Thomas Kewen, who walked and scored, looks at ball 1. Kewen in his first 7 games with the Railroaders had 3 hits in 4 of those. That pitch off the glove of Stewart kicks a few feet to his right, but Armstrong, his soon-to-be teammate over at Vol State, decides to stay at first base. Anakin Jack Armstrong then at first. He's from Woodbury, Tennessee, Cannon County High School. Jack and Sharon Armstrong are his parents. That pitch is right down Broadway for a called strike. Paul and Nana, they're watching in Woodbury. He's got a sister, Kaylee, as well. A.J. a very fine young man. 2-1 pitch, blocked by Stewart. Kicks to the right again, and Armstrong says, I'll stay right here. Kewen, .432 batting average. Came on after Austin Phillips, the shortstop for the Railroaders, left. There's a called strike on the outside corner, and Kewen is going to have to go pick up that stick and take a look at a Full Count Ministries full count. Full count with a 5 spot in the top of the second to take the 5-1 lead. Eli did not like that baseball. Throws it over to the Rotor dugout. Leanne says, we really miss John Paul. We want him home. I'm sure you do. Full count pitch. Grounded to the right side. It's foul. Check swing, ball 4. And now the 5th walk of the ball game. Kewen's walked twice. And Josh Carmen is out of the dugout again, and that probably will mean end of the night for Eli Lamb. So there's been a right-hander, or there's been a pitcher warming in the bullpen. I could see the bullpen catcher, but I can't see the bullpen pitcher. But now I can. It's Lake Morris, so we're going to have a Hendersonville Firefighter Association call to the bullpen as Lake will hop over the fair line and come out for his warm-up tosses. We'll be right back on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Don't strike out at your next party. Order the food that will get your crowd cheering. Chick-fil-A of Rivergate. We have many catering options available, from our Chick-fil-A nugget trays to our original Chick-fil-A sandwiches to our chocolate chunk cookies and fudge brownies. We have something for everyone. Order online at chickfil-a.com or call the store at 615-851-4007.
If you didn't know, the Full Count Rhythm is part of the organization called Full Count Ministries. Full Count's mission is to give every baseball player the opportunity to hear the gospel, respond to the gospel, and grow in the relationship with Jesus. With Full Count, you could lead by discipling the next generation by using our resources, or you could go on international mission trips. For more of what we do, check out our website at fullcountministries.com or our pages on Instagram and Facebook.
Let's get back to Full Count Rhythm Baseball action on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Lake Morris is the Hendersonville Firefighters Association called to the bullpen for Full Count on in relief of Eli Lamb. Lake, a second-year player with the Rhythm. He is out of Belmont University. Saw his mom and dad at church this morning. Eric and Nicole, he's from Gallatin, Tennessee, went to Hendersonville High School. She's got a sister, Carly, as well. Hello to Grammy in Hendersonville. Rising sophomore, he's 5'11", 170 pounds. Comes in with 1 out and 2 on in relief of Eli Lamb. He goes 1 1/3 innings, gives up 1 hit. To this point, 1 run, but the 2 runners on base are his responsibility. 5 walks, 3 strikeouts, faced 10 batters. They will not figure in the decision in this ball game. Sue, is that Berlotti or Bertotti? That's some small print right there. B-E-R. I think that's a T. O-T-T-I. She's watching on Facebook. He'll face Jacob Lott, left-handed hitting left fielder tonight. OVL All-Star. And the first pitch is in there for a called strike. Good start for Lake Morris. Lake last appeared in the game against the Hoptown Hoppers just 4 days ago. Got the start and the win against Hoptown. That was up in Hopkinsville. And put the Rhythm in the championship round. Lake delivers sidearm pitch that was low and outside. He went 5 innings in that game, 8 hits, 2 runs. They were earned, did not walk a batter, struck out 6. Did plunk 1 batter. Two on, 1 out. Ground ball fouled on the third base line. J.D. Willis, the third base coach, nonplussed by that ball that grounds about 5 feet in front of his feet. Lake's 4th appearance of the year after coming on in the second half. It's his second in relief. He's thrown 10 2/3 innings, given up 11 hits, 5 runs. Only 2 of those were earned. 6 walks, 9 strikeouts, 1.69 ERA. Gets the swing and a miss on a slider for a Safeware strikeout. We're out number 2. We'll never bring up Trevor Sauceman, who walked, the third straight batter walked by Eli Lamb in the first. He pitched around, bases loaded, nobody out. Sauceman, the DH. Left-handed hitter. So we saw these guys the first game of the year, and I thought this kid right here is going to hit some home runs for Fulton. First pitch misses. I believe, as I check the stats here real quick, he only had 2 home runs on the year. I'm sure he came here looking at that short right field fence and said, I'm going to love this. That pitch catches the outside corner. Hey, I am way behind on my scoreboard. Suze, I miss you. I'm up to date. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. 2 on. Lake throws another slider that stays inside. The other problem I have here is lighting. It's pretty dark on my computer screen. I have one source of light, and I've got that showing over my scorecard. I'm going to throw back to second. McCarron, first order of business was to catch it. He caught it on the second base side of the base. Armstrong able to get back in time. After 1 out, A.J. Armstrong walked, then Thomas Kewen walked. Bases loaded. Ball 4, and that ended the evening for Eli Lamb. Now 3-1 count to Sauceman. Right now, nobody else loosening in the Rhythm bullpen. Rotors seeing this as a big opportunity to get back in this ball game. Sauceman would love to leave the yard here if he sees a good pitch. Takes a healthy hack right there, but comes up empty as Morris delivered that one on the inside corner. Lake, 14 appearances at Belmont this past year. 6 of those were starts. 30 innings. Struck out 20 batters. Looking to shut down the Rotors, and at ball 4, puts Sauceman on base. And the bases are loaded with walks again. First walk by Morris that'll bring up the cleanup hitter Ellis Hurt, the now former Trevecca Trojan. Harpeth High School's the information I had from Pregame, Tennessee. He is in his 3rd year of championship games. 2023 played against the full count Rhythm for the Henderson Flash. Breaking pitch misses outside. And then last year also played with the Flash, and they won the championship. This year playing for the Fulton Railroaders. A late add, 15th game, as he lines one foul. That's toward the Anchor Transportation bus, but actually even farther right. That's a AAA Autoglass foul ball. I do want to thank the Doris family for their support of Full Count Ministries and Full Count Rhythm all year long. 1-1 pitch. Slow offering there. Looked like a changeup, swung on and missed. And Morris ahead in the count. Chris Henson waiting on deck. The Rhythm, of course, wearing their road grays tonight. Their navy blue caps. Trying to get another road championship. The 1-2. Fouled off. Count won the championship 2 years ago at Henderson. Year before that, it was at home, their very first championship. A walk-off winner by Harrison Travis. The first pitch he saw in the top of the 9th inning. Zach Williams on the call. I was spouting some facts or something. Wasn't expecting Harrison to swing at the first pitch, but he let it fly into the night. Line drive just over the Rhythm dugout, hit right off the top. Count remains 1-2 as Ellis Hurt stays alive. Harrison Travis, one of the all-time greats for Full Count, was a part of the team for 4 years. Former Carson Newman Eagle and Eastern Michigan. I can't remember what Eastern Michigan is. Played there his final year this past spring. The 1-2 popped up and out of play again. I don't know how many baseballs Fulton brought to the ballpark tonight, but there's been a lot of foul balls off to the right side. John Smithson in uniform again as a coach tonight. 1-2 pitch, Lake Morris with the bases jammed with Rotors tying run at the plate. Swing and a miss. Lake Morris gets the Safeware strikeout to end the threat. 3 more left on base as the second inning in a row that Fulton leaves the bases loaded. Second strikeout for Ellis Hurt and the second strikeout for Lake Morris. No runs, no hits, no errors. 3 runners left on. We are through 2 innings And a Rhythm lead, 5-1. You're watching and listening. The Full Count Rhythm Broadcast Network.
If you didn't know, the Full Count Rhythm is part of the organization called Full Count Ministries. Full Count's mission is to give every baseball player the opportunity to hear the gospel, respond to the gospel, and grow in the relationship with Jesus. With Full Count, you could lead by discipling the next generation by using our resources, or you could go on international mission trips. For more of what we do, check out our website at fullcountministries.com or our pages on Instagram and Facebook.
Safeware is there when response is critical, assisting in the classroom as you shape the future of America, helping you build roadways and infrastructure for tomorrow. With protective solutions, innovative technology, and leading technical services, Safeware works tirelessly to provide our nation's workforce with confidence in their safety. Before, during, and after, Safeware is there.
Top of the third. And Grant Baskin still on the mound for the Rotors. Came on in relief of Tyler Chapman, who apparently developed some sort of an injury, because Baskin was allowed to take all the time that he needed to warm up. He chose not to warm up on the actual mound. He warmed up down in the Rotors bullpen down the left field line. Brett, Pat Elliott, they're tuned in. They're a long-time supporters, long-time host family. I believe they've been a host family every year. This is the 5th year for Full Count. 4th year in the Ohio Valley League. Wait for the music to stop. Waiting for the music to stop, Tyler. There we go. First pitch Merrick sees is down in the dirt. Jake struck out to end the first inning. Leading off here with the Rhythm, a 5-run lead, or 5-run inning with a 4-run lead. A broken back ground ball right back to the pitcher, and Baskin gloves and throws over to Henson for out number 1. That bat did not die a hero. Merrick now over 2. He's got a 5-game hitting streak on the line. John Paul Head extended his to 10. That's how he's hoping to end his year with a 10-game hitting streak. Doesn't want to try for an 11. He's not going to be able to get to Jake Merrick's 12-game hitting streak earlier. And he's not going to be able to get to the Rhythm record. That's 17 games by Drew Robertson as Trace Simmons stands in. Also a strikeout victim, leading off the second. And they've designated him the beer batter, so I don't know what happens if he strikes out twice. Do they just hand out beer and money? As breaking pitch on the outside corner. We go for the positive angle. We give out Chick-fil-A Rivergate gives out chicken sandwich or nugget meals. If you can guess a yard card, he just threw that back completely over the third base dugout, fouled the ball back to the screen, but he's going to look for a new bat. Charlie Bozeman, who's on deck, will see if he wants that one. They've retrieved the bat that went over the third base dugout. Might need to get some more pine tar or stick them on that. When it gets so humid, your batting gloves sweat and sweat and sweat, and they do you no good for the most part. Trace Simmons, one of 6 Rhythm players to be baptized at the end of the season. Stands in with 1 ball, 2 strike count. He started to go, but the pitch is high. And he holds up. He struck out on a pitch out of the strike zone the last time. We're still playing yard card. So if you want to guess a yard card for Trace Simmons, send in on Facebook, say yard card for Trace Simmons. You got to do it quickly. Can't do it after he bats as he AAA autoglass foul ball off to the right side. Or you can do it on YouTube as Barbara Ardito and Jonathan Huffam did. I did it right here live on the broadcast. 3 of us with yard card winners. So that's joins the 2 before my grandson Reese Snapka. And the 2-2 pitch low and inside. Full Count Ministries full count. So my 7-year-old grandson, that's several weeks back when Charlie Bozeman hit a home run. I believe that was at Full Count or at Hendersonville. And then Tim Dixon also did it with Charlie Bozeman at DC3 while he was running the scoreboard. There's a line drive off the glove of the pitcher. Hewen can't get a handle on it. That'll be an infield single for Trace Simmons. And no beer batter for the Railroaders. Fifth hit of the ball game for Full Count. And Bozeman at the plate. He's got 5 big flies on the year. Be a good pick for a yard card right here. Simmons leads off a first. The pitch to Charlie is down low. The Sanford Bulldog from Knoxville Farragut High School. Charlie been a solid player in the outfield all year long. Pops this one up. Let's see if it's playable over as Henson toward the rhythm dugout, and it pops off the tin roof of the dugout. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bozeman, 5'10", 190-pound rising sophomore at Sanford. That's down in Birmingham. Son of Michael and Emily Bozeman, brother to Andrew. Papa and Grandmommy there in Knoxville. Pop and Dee Dee in Memphis. He drove somebody here to the ballpark. I'm not sure which set of grandparents, but he drove, believe, a set of grandparents, maybe Papa and Grandmommy. 1-1 pitch is high. He was the district defensive player of the year at Farragut High School. I assume that was his senior year. And he made a home run saving catch up at Hoptown in the final game against the Hoppers. 2-1 pitch. It's drilled out to center field. Sullivan, I'm sorry. The center fielder comes in and makes the catch. Charlie got that one off the handle. And that's now 2 outs. Peyton Sells, he's a winner. He says, win it all. Where is he? Is he in Perry, Georgia? Is he in? He's probably not in America, so I think that's where Southwestern is located. School he went to, Georgia Southwestern, that's what it was. Blake Carter stands in. He's newlywed and got a new baby. Part of the Sells cell now. Foul tip as Blake Carter swings at the first pitch. He's back in Americus. One of the all-time favorites as well for Full Count. We'll count it up at the end of the year. I think we might be at about 200 players now that have played for the Full Count Rhythm. Probably well over it, honestly, maybe 250. This is the 5th year for Full Count. Peyton, I want to say, was on year 1 and 2. That's a ball in the dirt, gets by Carnes. He's going to go ahead and throw to second base. In standing on the wild pitch is Trace Simmons. Now 1 ball, 1 strike count. Second wild pitch by a rotor pitcher tonight. Tyler Chapman had one in the 2nd inning. Chapman 1 2/3, 4 hits, 5 runs. That ball is struck out to right field, and that will send him out of here. Blake Carter with a 2-run shot with 2 outs. Both home runs coming with 2 outs. And the Rhythm extend their lead to 7-1 as that one got on to the public safety building out in right field I thought I had Cameron number 3 tonight. I forgot. As 3 heads come together there. Blake Carter with his 5th home run of the year, RBIs 28 and 29. That's the 2nd home run. Did anybody have Blake Carter on the yard card? When you get a yard card, you get another one again. So, Jonathan, Barbara, you guys have yard cards to play again if you want. Jonathan Stewart steps to the plate. Now let's get those runs on there. 7-1. First pitch to Stewart in there for a called strike. Rhythm trying to end this one early if possible. Stewart ground ball right back to the pitcher. Gloves, and he'll shot put it over to first base for the final out of the 3rd. The Rhythm put 2 more on the board on the 2-run home run by Blake Carter to right field. The 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. Heading to the bottom of the 3rd. Lake Morris back out of the dugout. Tim Ferguson thinking about calling it, but he didn't. Ifs and buts are candy and nuts. Every day'd be Christmas. We'll be right back on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Corson Fire and Security first opened for business in 1946. From the very beginning, we understood something important. We're not just protecting buildings. We're protecting the dreams that built them. We're protecting the lives unfolding inside them. Fire extinguishers, sprinkler systems, and security products are the tools of our trade, but people are the inspiration behind it. For 7 decades, we've never forgotten that. Corson Fire and Security. Corson.com.
We all think about our home's yards, gutters, floors, and so much more. When was the last time you thought about your sprinkler system? That's where Music City Fire Sprinkler steps in. It may shock you that in-home sprinkler systems are discreet and affordable. Let the experts at Music City Fire Sprinkler tell you for themselves. Give them a call at 615-826-7450 or check them out on the web at mcfs.us. That's Music City Fire Sprinkler, proud sponsor of the Full Count Rhythm.
Let's get back to Full Count Rhythm baseball action on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Tim Ferguson, of course, the public address announcer at Full Count Rhythm games this year. And he's sitting in his palatial suite inside his home in White House, Tennessee, with his wife, whose name I don't know. I don't know your wife's name, Steve, or Tim. Sometimes I like to call you Steve. Sometimes I call her bus driver, Steven. Sometimes I call him Tim. 5, 6, and 7 due up for the Rotors here in the bottom of the 3rd. Rhythm with a 7-1 lead. Chris Henson has the only hit of the ball game for the Rotors. Fouls that one off of the facade of the backstop. Kicks out to Lake Morris. He'll throw that out. Not in disgust, just out of a general principle, I think. Henson, a Southwest Tennessee Saluki. What's a Saluki, you ask? It's a breed of a dog. Now count 0-2. And Southwest Tennessee is located in Memphis, Tennessee. They play their home games in USA Stadium in Millington. I saw that Vol State will be heading back there again this fall to play in a classic couple of games. Swing and a miss, and the 0-2 is missed by Henson and a Safeware strikeout. 3rd of the ball game for Lake Morris. He struck out 3 of the 4 batters he's faced. And there's the first out of the bottom of the 3rd. Shane Carnes struck out looking in his first plate appearance. Stands in. It's now 6 Rotors that have gone down. Taps that one foul. Robin, the Tim and Robin show there in White House, along with Jay and Tina. They know each other. They swap produce. 0-1 is up. Why did that strike not show up there? I guess I didn't hit the right button. Robin Ferguson. Tim works for the scorers table owned by Ken Stegall and his partner, young lady whose name I don't remember. He's told me probably half a dozen times. I just don't remember. Check swing. He can't hold up. 2-2. It's the Robin show. Tim's just a bit player in that Robin and Tim show. Okay. She's a big wig. I think she's an executive somewhere. Got a big job. 2-2 pitch. Misses outside. Full count Ministries. Full count. Tim, I need you to text me the Full Count Ministries verse or verses of the game. Text me a good verse for the end of the game. 3-2 pitch. That's a full count first pitch foul ball. AAA Autoglass foul ball. You can call them. They're available here in Kentucky and half of the Eastern Board of the United States. No, I'm just kidding. New York. They're also in Texas and Louisiana, the Carolinas. Full count pitch. Swing and a miss as Morris takes a little bit off of that one. And another Safeware strikeout. Lakes got it going tonight. Pitch just 4 days ago up at Hopkinsville. Got the start coming on in relief here and has mowed down 4 of the 5 batters he's faced. Now Owen Sullivan, the strikeout victim to end the first, stands in. Zoe Smith, she's still on board and rooting for the Fulton Railroaders. Called strike to Sullivan. Zoe, I'm guessing with that Z, you might have something to do with Xander Smith, who was the starting pitcher in yesterday's game. I think he was coming off of not much rest. His Roaders have had to play a couple extra games as that breaking pitch gets over the plate for a called strike. Sullivan not happy with that call. And I told him before the game, I said, just keep it shut. Just keep the mouth shut, and they won't toss you. 1-2. Swung on. That's drilled off to right field, and that will get off of the screen above the wall in for a low house single. Sullivan just missed a solo home run there. It got it off the top of the screen. So it's about I would say that's a 15-foot wooden wall. But you have to hit it over the screen that's above that as well for it to be a home run. If it falls behind the wooden wall off of the screen, it's a ground rule double, I believe. So second hit of the ball game for the Roaders brings up Matt Reinhardt. And I believe the count is 2 balls and no strikes. It's showing, brother. Okay, so, well, there you go. Zoe and Xander. Do we have another Z? I believe the count is 2-0. Throw over to first. Simmons has to drag that one out of the dirt. Reinhardt's only seen 2 pitches, so there's no way he's got a full count. He grounded out the third. I'm trying to help Eddie Crittenden, who's running the scoreboard as well. There's a ground ball to short, and on a short hop, McCarron can't come up with that one. I'll have to go to Game Changer to see how they rule that. I'm going to guess that's an E6. And now 2 runners on. It's going to be an E6 on my book. If you've been with me all year, you're probably tired of hearing me talk about my issues with official scores. A.J. Armstrong walked in the second inning, but was stranded at third. There's a pitch that gets by Stewart. He will hold the ball on the wild pitch that moves the runners up. First wild pitch by Lake Morris. A.J. Armstrong looking to drive in a couple. Takes a hack, pops it up, foul. Simmons over. And he can't make the catch. He got a glove on it, I believe, but he ended into the full count dugout coming over from first base and just could not get there quick enough. Did get, I think, a glove on it. Count goes 1 strike to Armstrong. A.J. playing in his 37th game with the Rotors. Came in hitting .218. Takes a breaking pitch for a called strike. Started to go after it and then decided not to. As Mater says, to not to. Car's one of my all-time favorite animated movies. 1-2, swing and a miss, and Lake Morris strikes out the side. That's another Safeware strikeout as Armstrong could not catch up with the breaking pitch. Sailed down to his feet. 5th strikeout of the ball game for Lake Morris. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error, 2 more runners left aboard. That's 8 in the first 3 innings for the Rotors. We're 3 innings into this ball game in full count, trying to put a stranglehold on this 2025 championship. We'll be right back on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Escape to a taste of the tropics with Frosted Luau, Hendersonville's favorite soft serve ice cream truck. Indulge in our creamy delights with options for everyone, including dairy-free and vegan treats. Planning a corporate event or a birthday bash? Let Frosted Luau cater to your sweet cravings. Visit frostedluau.com, follow us on Instagram at Frosted Luau, or call 615-422-6133 to book your luau today. Frosted Luau, where every cup is a vacation.
United Machine and Tool has been manufacturing the highest quality projects for a wide variety of industries for over 35 years. We deliver high-quality CNC machine components and fabrication projects from prototype to production. United Machine and Tool is committed to quality and excellence in the manufacturing industry. We're located in Goodlettsville, Tennessee. Check us out on the web at umttn.com for any manufacturing need. That's United Machine and Tool, a proud sponsor of the Full Count Rhythm.
Let's get back to Full Count Rhythm Baseball action on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Move to the top of the 4th inning. Full count with a 7-1 lead. Parker Staborski, Elijah Stockton, and John Paul Head come to the plate to face Grant Baskin, the second Rotors pitcher tonight. Again, we're playing the yard card. You guess a Rhythm player hitting a home run before they hit the home run. Then you get a free meal at Chick-fil-A wherever you live. Courtesy of Chick-fil-A Rivergate. Two balls, no strikes to Staborski. He singled off the top of the right field fence. Swings through that breaking pitch. And stood at the plate and watched it. Pretty confident that he thought it was going to go foul. Don't think he was admiring a home run. It nearly did clear the fence. 2-1 pitch, misses outside. 3 balls and a strike. Rhythm did not score in the first inning. Devin McCarron had a 2-out single, but Tyler Chapman looked like his 6-2 record as that one's popped up into shallow left field. Out goes Kewen. On comes Lott, but Kewen makes a catch for out number 1. That'll bring up Elijah Stockton, who's 0 for 1. He swings and misses. Elijah from Gallatin, Tennessee, went to Friendship Christian High School, just down off of 109. He looks at a breaking pitch for a called strike. He's down in the count 0-2. 5'10", 190-pound, rising sophomore at Kentucky Wesleyan up in Owensboro, Kentucky. Son of Eric and Tony Stockton. Graham, Ellie, and Evan are his siblings. Grandma's in Gallatin. She used to live in Chicago. Whereas Stockton sees 3 pitches. They're all 3 either called strikes or swinging strikes. He's down for out number 2. Second strikeout of the ball game by Baskin as John Paul Head comes to the plate. Could he do it again? Anybody for a yard card with John Paul Head's name on it? Anybody, get it in. He likes to swing at the first pitch. Get it in. On deck is Devin McCarron. He likes to swing at the first pitch too. Tim Ferguson says yes to the yard card on John Paul Head. Barbara Ardito, you got another one. Jonathan Huffam, you still got him. 1 left. And he slices one to Reinhardt at second base. And there goes Tim Ferguson's yard card. That's a 1-2-3 inning for the Rotors. John Paul trying to get another one off of that right field wall. Got jammed on that fastball inside. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody was left on base. And we're headed to the bottom of the 4th. Rhythm with a 6-run lead. Tim Ferguson, you lose your yard card. Better luck next year, Tim. We're right back.
Escape to a taste of the tropics with Frosted Luau, Hendersonville's favorite soft serve ice cream truck. Indulge in our creamy delights with options for everyone, including dairy-free and vegan treats. Planning a corporate event or a birthday bash? Let Frosted Luau cater to your sweet cravings. Visit frostedluau.com, follow us on Instagram at Frosted Luau, or call 615-422-6133 to book your luau today. Frosted Luau, where every cup is a vacation.
Think about something for a moment. Every single business, from the smallest neighborhood bakery to the biggest multinational corporation, is someone's dream come true. The byproduct of planning and determination and hard work. If you own a business, you already know that. So you'll also understand that fire and security protection isn't just about protecting property. It's about safeguarding dreams. At Corson, that's what we've specialized in since 1946. Corson Fire and Security. Corson.com.
Let's get back to Full Count Rhythm Baseball action on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Top of the order to face Lake Morris here in the bottom of the 4th. Thomas Kewins walked both times he's come to the plate. Scored once. Takes the first pitch low and inside for ball 1. Morris came on in relief in the 2nd inning. Came on with 2 runners on. Struck out 2 of the 3 batters that he faced. He's gone 2-0 now to Kewin. And apparently he's got an anti-magnet or something over the plate as he comes to the plate. From Holmes Community College. There's a breaking pitch. Parachutes right over the plate for a called strike. Kewin's gotten a hit in every game that he's played for the Rotors this year. That's 7. Fouls that one back, and Morris back in the count with a 2-ball, 2-strike count. As I said earlier, in 4 of those games, he had 3 hits in 4, and I think single hits he has 16 now in 7. Yeah, Full Count Ministries, full count. Lake Morris getting his money's worth here. I don't see him going the rest of the game, especially if he goes 9. I think I saw Chase Fernandez getting loose in the bullpen, just throwing a weighted ball. right down there where that ball landed, as a matter of fact, as it kicks in and out of the Rhythm dugout. Eli Lamb in stocking feet will go down there and retrieve that baseball. Apparently he didn't bring anything other than cleats. Full Count Ministries, full count to the leadoff batter, Keelan. Ground ball to the right side. Stockton stays down. Glove sidearm delivery to Trey Simmons for out number 1. Good job by Morris to come back after falling behind. 2 balls and no strikes. That's the first play allowed or being made by Elijah Stockton tonight. Nothing hit his way. Of course, most of the outs have been via the strikeout. In fact, 8 of the 9 before that ground out. Jacob Lott has a 7-game hitting streak of his own. Takes ball 1. Jake Merrick had the longest hitting streak in the OVL this year. Ground ball chopped foul on the first base line. Had a 12-game hitting streak earlier in the year. Noah Wagster of the Paducah Chiefs had an 11-game hitting streak. That was second. TK Madera, he had 2 10-game hitting streaks for the Paducah Chiefs this year. Swing and a miss on the 1-1. Longest hitting streak of the year for the Rotors was Dylan Cool. He had an 8-game streak earlier in the year. No longer with the team. Lott 0 for 1 with a walk. Lifts that one out to left field. Charlie Bozeman comes on, dives, and comes up with a baseball, and that catch is made, says the third base umpire, Chris Lewis. He Superman dove toward the infield and stole a hit away from Jacob Lott. That's out number 2. Put a star by that one. The all-district defensive player of the year at Farragut High School. The other night, as I was telling you before, he made a home run saving catch. And I think that one, I can't remember if that was before or after he had hit one out. So he actually had a net +2 for full count in the scoring column. Delivered a solo home run. He and Blake Carter went back-to-back in that ball game. And the Hoppers were trying to do the same thing. Jordan Carter hit a home run, and then I think that's right. Then they, remember now who hit that one. Was it Hutchison maybe? Tried to go Oppo Taco and went over that left field wall, and Charlie Bozeman got over there to the wall, leapt, and pulled that one back in. Now Sauceman down in the count 0-2 with 2 outs and nobody on as Morris tried to step on a fastball, misses glove side from the left-hander. Former Hendersonville Commando. I think he was a 2-time high school pitcher of the year, district pitcher of the year. Ground ball to the right side, he said. Stockton an easy play over to Simmons for another 1-2-3 inning. That's back-to-back, so the 4th for both teams. 3 up, 3 down. And now it's going to the top of the 5th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on for the Railroaders, who, after 4, have 1 run and 2 hits. And we'll take a break. Be right back.
Escape to a taste of the tropics with Frosted Luau, Hendersonville's favorite soft-serve ice cream truck. Indulge in our creamy delights with options for everyone, including dairy-free and vegan treats. Planning a corporate event or a birthday bash? Let Frosted Luau cater to your sweet cravings. Visit frostedluau.com, follow us on Instagram at Frosted Luau, or call 615-422-6133 to book your luau today. Frosted Luau, where every cup is a vacation.
Think about something for a moment. Every single business, from the smallest neighborhood bakery to the biggest multinational corporation, is someone's dream come true. The byproduct of planning and determination and hard work. If you own a business, you already know that. So you'll also understand that fire and security protection isn't just about protecting property. It's about safeguarding dreams. At Corson, That's what we've specialized in since 1946. Corson Fire and Security. Corson.com.
Let's get back to Full Count Rhythm Baseball action on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Get your yard cards ready. Devin McCarron, Jake Merrick, Trace Simmons to face Grant Baskin here in the top of the 5th inning. We're in Fulton, Kentucky at Low House Field. This is Championship Sunday for the Full Count Rhythm, trying to win their 3rd OVL, Ohio Valley League Championship, in 4 years. Devin McCarron's 1 for 2. And he likes to swing at that first pitch, and he does. Fouls it off. Still have time to get a yard card in. I don't know that I've seen a home run hit out of here to left field. I heard that Miles Denton hit one out of here over the scoreboard in left center field. Somebody estimated about 400 feet. That was this year. Breaking pitch misses outside. Yard cards are free. You could win a Chick-fil-A meal card good for a Chick-fil-A sandwich. It's drilled down the right field line, but it will get over the bullpen. Not sure if that's Ryan Sweeney down there who's warming up a pitcher. Got his mask off now. Let's see if I can get my binos. Nope, that's Nate Webb down there. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Incoming freshman to Belmont is handling bullpen duty down there. McCarron has 3 home runs on the year. He hit 2 of them at least at Hoptown. He might have hit all 3 of his at Hoptown. Well, Full Count Ministries, Full Count. If only there was a way we could find out. There were 22 home runs hit at Hoptown this year. 3-2 pitch, grounded to third baseman Armstrong off his chest, picks it up, throws to first, but McCarron beats that one out. That's a tough hop on AJ right there. He took one for the team. Tried to make the play, but I believe it'll end up with an E5 on that one as well. It took a tough hop. Best he could do was just try to stay in front of that and hope it didn't come up and pop him in the teeth. Hit him right in the chest. And McCarron reaches. That brings Jake Merrick to the plate. He's 0 for 2, looking for his first hit. Lets the first pitch go by for a called strike. Any takers for a yard card for Jake Merrick? He's got 3 on the year. Been a little bit of a drought. He likes to go the opposite way as well. Came in hitting .369, second on the club. He has had a great year. Down in the count now, 0-2. Keep waiting to see if McCarron's going to take off from first base. Devin has a couple of steals in 3 attempts. Baskin looks straight at McCarron, who does not have a big lead. Delivers low and inside. Second. Nope, first error of the game. McCarron had an error. Fouled at the plate as the official score gave Devin McCarron a single. Suzanne Hall, she says, yard card for Merrick. Down in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Suzanne's been a participant in the yard card game this year. Again, it costs no money. You get 1 a game unless your batter hits a home run and wins you a yard card. You get to play again. I don't know that you get to play again for the Chick-fil-A of Rivergate chicken meal. I haven't asked Todd that. A tapper again, foul by number 8. But we've been playing it all year long, actually for a couple of years, just for bragging rights. I didn't remember it, but somebody said that I had won a yard card I don't know if it was last year or the year before that, but apparently it's not that important to me. I didn't remember it. Reese Snapka, Tim Dixon, they had yard cards as Merrick choking way up on the handle. He hits that one deep to left field, though. That's going to burn Jacob Lott. It's going to get over his head and roll to the wall. No yard card. But McCarron rounding third, and the throw to the plate is late. That's an RBI do-dat double by Jake Merrick as he extends his hitting streak. Merrick now with a 6-game hitting streak, drives in his 39th run of the year, picks up his 8th double. Is Jacob Lott playing shallow in left field because you just don't see balls go to the fence out there in left field. It's 350 down the left field line, but it looks like it's 380. Trace Simmons comes to the plate. He's 1 for 2. Fans getting happy because it's beer batter time. Jody Simmerly, the white snake, the good snake, checking in. Jay Meyer says it was 3 home runs at Hoptown. Thank you, Jay. Jody Zimmerly, the father of Zach Zimmerly, former Vol State Pioneer, also former Hendersonville Commando. 8-1 for Rhythm lead. That's an unearned run on my score sheet. Not on Game Changer. As official scorer here gave McCarron a single on a 2-hopper right to the third baseman. Just happened to come up and hit him off the chest. That's unfortunate for A.J. Armstrong or any third baseman, but most of the time it's still considered an error. Suzanne Hall, thank you for playing yard card tonight. Next year, check in with us. A check swing line drive past Ryan Sweeney, our first base coach tonight. Carson Howard and Jonas Smithson and Jimmy Gamboa are no Astaiki. They are not here. Gamboa had to get back to Emory and Henry for coaches' meetings there. That's his real job. Jonas Smithson helping with his girlfriend's family and mourning of the father of his girlfriend. As Trace Simmons swings and foul tips that one in the mitt, and the Rotors fans getting excited here. He's already struck out once. He had an infield single off the glove of Grant Baskin. They had scored ahead of Blake Carter's 5th home run of the year. And he's going to go down again as the beer batter takes a called strike on the outside corner. It's actually a pretty good call right there. There's out number 1. And that is the 3rd strikeout by Baskin. So Jake Merrick, a do-dat double, thanks to do-dat Communications and their printing of the program this year. Well done, Craig Sinnard. 1 out, 1 on, 1 in, and Charlie Bozeman 0 for 2. Any takers on Charlie Bozeman as a yard card winner? He's done it twice this year for Reese Snapka and Tim Dixon. He now is tied with Blake Carter with 5 home runs. It's tied for 2nd on the club. John Paul with 10 now. Last year, the home run kings, I believe they had 5 each. Charlie Forbett was one of them, the now general manager and first base coach for the Rotors. Cole Sims of the Fulton Railroaders last year as well. Bozeman got jammed there in the AAA autoglass foul ball. 5 home runs each by Logan Lacey of the Henderson Flash, Charlie Forbett and Cole Sims of the Fulton Railroaders last year in a 5-team league. Logan Lacey, I believe, was the Cub Stokes most valuable offensive player. Logan Haslam was the Gordon Guest pitcher of the year. 1-2 pitch. Maybe a quick come out of the stance by Shane Carnes may have caused that ball to call. He did not stick it, and he did not throw down to second base. Didn't think Merrick was that far off the bag, but Matt Reinhardt, the second baseman, is basically holding Merrick on the sack. Another foul off the facade. That'll kick back out to the pitcher. Count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Appreciate even the Vol State Pioneer fans. Jody Zimmerly, as Zach's been away even for a year. He's been at UT Chattanooga. Zach hasn't called me, Jody. He hasn't checked in with me. I assume he's doing well and in line to graduate from Chattanooga coming up this next year. 2-2 pitch. That's drilled high out to right field, but it looks like it's going to be foul. Over toward the bullpen, and they have room, and overrunning it is Ellis Hurt, the right fielder. He and Chris Henson down there looking for the baseball. Ellis Hurt picks up his sunglasses that are clearly not needed now during a night game, but a lot of players still wear them on their hats, I assume, to keep up with them. Not sure if Hurt thought that Henson was going to get there quicker or not. Again, the right fielder here basically plays a deep second base, so you hit a ball to the right fielder on the ground, you better hustle. 2-2 pitch to Bozeman. Outside, and it's too far out. That full count Ministries, full count. Eddie Crittenden found some help. Reached out and snagged his wife, Jill. She's up here running the scoreboard now and keeping up with it well. He took my cue. Said, oh, your wife does that. 3-2 pitch into the mid and a strikeout for Bozeman. It's back-to-back strikeouts for Grant Baskin. Charlie thought he got enough of that one to keep it out of the mid. That'll bring up Blake Carter, who's 2 for 2. Singled and scored the second. Homered and drove in Trace Simmons with a 2-run bomb to right field. The last time anybody got a yard card again on Blake Carter. As we have been over 100 on YouTube tonight. Thank you, everyone, for joining us on the Full Count Broadcast Network tonight on YouTube and on Facebook, for those who have hosted and said howdy do. Carter looks at the first pitch, down and in. The big first baseman from Lipscomb University. He's also a Knox Vegasite. Went to the Webb School. He was a Tennessee Baseball Coaches Association first team selection from the Webb School. Who might have been the pitch to drive on out of here. Takes a breaking pitch over for a called strike. A business finance major, the son of Clark and Kimberly Carter. They came up to the press box earlier this year, said hello. Caroline's his sister, granddaddy and grandmama. They're in, I think, hanging out in Knoxville now. Grandpa and Marie in Johnson City. Nana and Paul Mitch in Elizabethton. Nathan Neal is his mentor. 2 balls and a strike. 2 outs. 1 run in on my score sheet. It's an unearned run, as Devin McCarron reached on what I have as an error on the score sheet. Couple hopper that came up and hit A.J. Armstrong in the chest. Bounced away and tried to pick it up and throw McCarron out, but official score ruled that as a single for McCarron. I'm just not that generous. So I've got Devin with a 1 for 3 night. Jake Merrick followed that up with a double to the left field wall, drove in McCarron. Carter has to pull his elbows out of the way of that inside pitch, and the count goes full. Around here, we call that a full count ministry, full count. I know Eddie Crittenden wants to call it that too. It gives me a thumbs up. Final game, regardless of what happens tonight here at Lowe House Field in the 2025 season. The runner from second takes off, pitches fouled back. Jake Merrick will return to second base. It's one of the fun places to broadcast from. It's an old-timey stadium, wooden rafters inside, tin metal roof, and 6x6 posts holding up the backstop. Old wooden dugouts. Kind of an old-timey feel. And there, Eddie Crittenden's always been very hospitable. Trish Lamarb says, Blake Carter, yard card, please. All right, Trish, I see your yard card. Todd Hundley checking in. Todd, check your email. We got 3 yard card winners. Full Count Ministries, full count to Blake Carter is high and away. Hits off the glove of Shane Carnes. And Trish, you retain your yard card on the ball 4. Merrick moves to third on the wild pitch. And runners at the corners. Jonathan Stewart's going to grab a bat and come to the plate. See how many walks. That's the first walk of the game by Grant Baskin. Third walk of the game by Rotors pitching. Parker Staborski on deck, hoping to get an at-bat here in the 5th. Stewart 0 for 1. Walked and scored ahead or on the John Paul Head grand slam as he takes a healthy hack. Comes up empty. Oh, 1 is out of the zone. 2 outs, runners at the corners. That here in the top of the 5th inning, an 8-1 lead for the Rhythm. Another pitch outside. I got 7 hits for the Rhythm. Go along with their 8 runs. 7 earned. Stewart looks at another pitch out of the zone. Count goes 3 balls and a strike. I'd like to see Grant Baskin give Stewart an opportunity right here to take a hack. He's hit one off that wall earlier this year. See if he can get one in the grass. Takes a healthy cut there and comes up empty on a pitch inside. So the runner at first should be off with the pitch. That's Blake Carter. So now Chris Henson will play behind him. Jake Merrick on at third. He will not be off with the pitch in a Full Count Ministries full count. Foul tip. Stewart gets a piece of that one. Carter just getting his legs loosened up. Rhythm trying to pick up their 3rd OVL championship, tied DuBois County Bombers for the most championships since 2011. And Carter off again, and a swing and a miss by Stewart. And that will end the 5th inning. 5th strikeout for Baskin. 1 run, it was unearned on 1 hit. There was 1 error on my score sheet, not on Game Changer. I recognize that. And 2 runners left aboard, and Rhythm picked up now a touchdown lead as we head to the bottom of the 5th. We'll keep it right here. For those of you that are just joining me, just to give you a little OVL history as we do in between the top and the bottom of the 5th most of the year. Ohio Valley League champions. 2-time champions of the Fulton Railroaders. They won 2 out of the first 3. They were in the first 3 championships dating back to 2011. Hoptown Hoppers, they have 2. They picked up the win in 2012 and in 2019 as they defeated DuBois County. DuBois County has won 3 championships. They've been in 3 others and have lost. Lost to the Owensboro River Dogs in 2018, lost to the Hoptown Hoppers in 2019. In COVID year, nobody played, and then they came back and won it in 2021. So DuBois County was in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 straight championship games. 2016 champion, they did not play an actual championship because of weather. Weather caused the season to end early. But DuBois County won it in 2015. They won it in 2017, lost in 18 and 19, won in 21, and lost to the Full Count Rhythm in 2022. Did not appear in the championship game or series in 2023, then left with Full Count to go to the Prospect League, and they are still in the Prospect League. Full Count in the championship round for the fourth straight time, losing to DuBois County in 21, winning in 22 and 23, and trying to get their third straight for Full Count, not third straight for the OVL, as the Henderson Flash won last year. That is your spotlight on Ohio Valley League history for the Rhythm Hope, the final game of the year. Lake Morris back out, trying to shut down this Rotor's offense. Ellis Hurt to lead off. Looks at ball one. Hurt's strikeout victim in the first and second, batting here in the fifth for the third time. Takes a healthy cut there, comes up empty. Morris out for his third full inning of work. Did not strike out a batter in the fourth. Struck out 5 of 6 in the second and third. Does not get the call there. The count goes to 2 balls and a strike. That's well hit out to right field. If it clears it, and it will not. It will stay in the yard, and Ellis Hurt knocks one off the high part of the right field wall for a leadoff single. Can't really judge with the low roof that I'm sitting under as to how deep that would be, like at DC3. It may just be a routine fly ball, but here at Low House Field, it's a single off of the netting. Brings up Chris Henson. He looks at a fastball in the outside corner. That's a called strike. Janice Swope checking in on Facebook. She's rooting for the Rhythm. 0-2 is the count. Lake Morris calling the doctor's office, looking for a prescription. Looking for a ground ball to a middle infielder. Had a couple of doodad double plays at DC3 in last night's 12-2 win. Not going to need it on this batter, as that's a good morning, good afternoon, and good night, as in the backward K in the books. Sets down Henson, and that's a Safeware strikeout. Route number 1 here in the fifth. 6th strikeout of the ball game by Lake Morris. Brings up Shane Carnes, who's a strikeout victim twice as well. He takes a hack, foul tips that one for strike 1. Carnes Schoolcraft College, I believe that's a community college up in Michigan. They've come down to play Volunteer State at least 1 year, maybe a couple of years. Slow breaking pitch, curves around the outside for ball 1. Carnes hitting below 200 for the year, playing in his 23rd game of the year. That's out to right field, but John Paul Head's going to come in, and he overruns the ball too, and it lands in foul territory. Apparently tough to judge on that ball that goes over to the bullpen of Full Count. He actually just got across the fair line into foul territory, but tried to jab step back and make a catch behind him, and it falls in foul territory. And the count goes 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ground ball chopped to third. Merrick, slow roller, goes to second for 1 on to first. Simmons has to come off the bag. So just the fielder's choice for out number 2. Very slow chopper to Jake Merrick. Would have been very difficult to turn a pair on that one. So Owen Sullivan comes to the plate. 1 for 2. He hit one off the screen down on the right field wall. Struck out in the first. 2 outs, runner at first base. Ball 1 to Sullivan. I assume the mercy rule is in effect even in the championship. The final game was in effect yesterday as the Rhythm walked it off in the bottom of the 8th with a 10-run lead. Won 12-2. Can't walk it off here. Did not walk it off against Henderson 2 years ago. That hits off one of the 6x6 posts, fouled back, and caroms out toward the third baseman. Jake Merrick will allow the on-deck batter, Matt Reinhardt, to get that one. Two balls and a strike. Short lead at first and a swing and a miss by Sullivan. Two outside. Full count Ministries, full count. Runner should be off with the pitch. Morris will deliver to the plate. Runner does not go, and a Safeware strikeout ends the 5th inning as Sullivan swings through a fastball. 7 strikeouts for Lake Morris now 3 2/3 into this game. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 runner left aboard for the Fulton Railroaders. Full count back in July 30th of 2023. Defeated the Henderson Flash in Henderson 8-7 to get their 2nd championship win. Let's see who got the win in that ball game. That was Jack, don't call me Armstrong Thompson, that came in 3 2/3 innings in relief of Jackson Underwood, who started the game, went the first 4. Jack Thompson got his 4th win of the year. Aaron Hash came in. I believe Aaron Hash, the former Kentucky Wesleyan. No, that's not right. That was the Tribeca. Nick Judd was at Kentucky Wesleyan. Aaron Hash was at Bellarmine University. And came on with a full count Rhythm, got his 4th save, and Rhythm celebrated on Park Field in Henderson, Tennessee, back in on July 30th of 2023, their last championship. Trying to get it done again this year. Let's see if I can find the date for the 2022 championship. Harrison Travis's walk-off home run. That was like the 27th. That might be today. Nope, it was the 30th. Both of them done on the 30th. July 30th, Harrison Travis with a 5-4 walk-off winner in the bottom of the 9th. We're going to move to the top of the 6th. Parker Staborski will come to the plate. Grant Baskin still out there on the mound. Parker's 1 for 2. That one bounces over the backstop onto the roof for ball 1. Riley Gore checking in, says, "Let's go, boys." Good hockey term right there. You need to end that with a, "Let's go, boys." Hey. That ball's drilled out to center field, but to the deepest part of the park. Sullivan will make the catch. That would have been over the public safety building in right field if it had gone opposite way, but Staborski a little bit early on that one, flies out for out number 1. Now Elijah Stockton, the Kentucky Wesleyan Panther, stands in. He's 0 for 2, looking for his first hit of the ball game. About chin high for ball 1. Started at 89 degrees, felt like 103 when we started. It's cooled off just a little bit here in Fulton, Kentucky. I want to thank Zach Williams for helping me get the season started off right, as he helped. Knew he wasn't going to be broadcasting with him this year as a AAA autoglass foul ball gets off to the left side. It's a ball and two balls and a strike. And he helps me get the commercials up and running and make sure that we got those squared away, and that's a huge help to me. I'm not that technically oriented, trying to learn. Zach is a big supporter of Full Count Ministry and Full Count Rhythm Baseball. 4 years he was the play-by-play man at DC3 and taught me a lot about broadcasting, especially on plugging in and playing and rhythm. And tapper to the right side is going to be a tough play for Reinhardt. He charges bare hands, throws on to first. What a nice play and a stretch by Henson. No chance that he gloves and throws him out. He has to bare hand that one, and one second baseman retires the other one. Put a star by that play right there for Matt Reinhardt. I didn't think he had a chance. Now John Paul Head comes to the plate. Any yard cards out there? I know Tyler Neely, the PA man, he wants to do a yard card, but that wouldn't look right for the PA announcer. That ball's hit high and deep to right center field. Is there a yard card out there? John Paul Head just hit his second of the ball game. Ava Dorn, did she get it in time? Did you get it in before he swung? I'm looking right at you. Did you say it before he swung? Ava Dorn shows up on Facebook or on YouTube. And that is run number 9. The question is, I saw it pop up after it left. The question is, did you actually put it in before? And that's going to be on you as a truth teller. Devin McCarron fouls one down the first base line on his first offering. I don't think I see anything on Facebook for a yard card. Second game, Todd Hundley says winner, winner, chicken dinner. So apparently you win. Let's get a ball and a strike up there. Now make it a ball and 2 strikes. Telling Ava to come over here. After the game, I'll give her Todd Hundley's email address. 1-2 pitch. Check swing does not go. Tyler, he obviously did not swing. He's still at the plate. Hey, deuces are wild. Tell Eddie deuces are wild. Down low. Full Count Ministries, Full Count. Swing and a miss. Down goes McCarron for out number 3. They weren't sure that it was, but that is the 6th strikeout by Baskin. But the Rhythm score 1 run on 1 hit. It was a big fly by John Paul Head. It was a no-doubter. No errors, nobody left on base. And we are headed to the bottom of the sixth, full count with a 9-1 lead. Let's get the out up there and we'll move on. Take a break and be right back on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Don't strike out at your next party. Order the food that will get your crowd cheering. Chick-fil-A of Rivergate. We have many catering options available, from our Chick-fil-A nugget trays to our original Chick-fil-A sandwiches to our chocolate chunk cookies and fudge brownies. We have something for everyone. Order online at chickfil-a.com or call the store at 615-851-4007.
If you didn't know, the Full Count Rhythm is part of the organization called Full Count Ministries. Full Count's mission is to give every baseball player the opportunity to hear the gospel, respond to the gospel, and grow in the relationship with Jesus. With Full Count, you could lead by discipling the next generation by using our resources, or you could go on international mission trips. For more of what we do, check out our website at fullcountministries.com or our pages on Instagram and Facebook.
Let's get back to Full Count Rhythm Baseball action on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Hendersonville Firefighters Association call to the bullpen Chase Fernandez, incoming freshman to Trevecca Nazarene University, is the new pitcher on for Full Count. Be coming on in relief of Lake Morris. Congratulations to Ava Dorn for winning a free meal at Chick-fil-A, courtesy of Todd and Linda Hunley at Chick-fil-A of Rivergate. Fernandez, second outing in the playoffs. Barbara Ardito doing dishes and didn't make it in time. I'm sorry, Barbara. You're already a winner tonight, aren't you? Chase Fernandez, incoming freshman to Trevecca, 6'2", 210 pounds. He's a Creeker. He's from Stewart's Creek High School, Smyrna, Tennessee, the son of Lex and Jennifer Fernandez, brother to Alex. Hello to Abuelo y Abuela in Puerto Rico and Nana in Laverne. First pitch swinging, Matt Reinhardt grounds a chopper to McCarron, throws high. Simmons with the tag. Comes down on the head of Matt Reinhardt for the out. McCarron two-hopper, and his throw on the run was a little bit high. Simmons had to get on his tall shoes. And then the swipe tag to retire Reinhardt for out number one here in the sixth. Try to get you the statistical numbers for Lake Morris, who is I gave her the email address, Todd. There's a ground ball to third base. Merrick, slow roller, takes his time and delivers. Gets Armstrong by a half a step for out number two. Two quick outs here by Fernandez. And now the top of the order, A.J. Armstrong now 0 for 2. Todd, Ava Dorn, Dorhrn. They're actually here at the ballpark, the Dorn family. Doug, Rebecca, Vanessa, Ava, and James, along with the Carmen family. Brooke Carmen, of course, the Rhythm and Full Count Ministries administrator. She runs everything as Fernandez. He must like the color orange, or maybe he doesn't like it. Throws this one. Nearly plunks Kewen, who's 0 for 1. He's walked a couple of times. And a 2-ball, no strike count now. 2 outs, nobody on. There's a called strike. 9-1 Full Count. Trying to get their third championship in 4 years. Just misses outside. 3-1 pitch. Grounded to third. It will just go foul. And a full count Ministries, full count coming up to Thomas Kewen, the leadoff batter for the Rotors. I got Lake Morris with 3 2/3 innings, 2 hits, no runs, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts, faced 15 Rotors. Full count pitch is high, and Kewen walks for the 3rd time. That brings Jacob Lott to the plate. Eli Lamb started the game, went 1 1/3, gave up a hit, a run. It was earned. Had trouble with control, walked 5 batters, struck out 3, faced 10 batters. Morris came in and settled things down for full count, who now lead 9-1. In the bottom of the 6th, Fernandez gets a swing and a miss by Lott. So, Todd, we've had 4 yard card winners, and it's all been John Paul. Grand slam earlier in the game. If you're just joining us, finally got the first grand slam as Fernandez got a couple swings and misses here by the OVL All-Star for the Rotors. And the run rule is in effect, to answer your question, Todd. It was in effect last night, obviously. Out of play. Count remains 0-2. Fernandez, the 3rd pitcher for full count, delivers. Slider low and inside. Stewart can't find it. Finally locates it. Kewen retreats to first base. Low House Field in Fulton, Kentucky. Rhythm came up here the last week of the season. Everything got ready for a 7:30 game, and then the rains came and couldn't get the tarp put on the field quick enough. Ended up raining it out, so we had a non-productive trip up to Fulton that week. Several games rained out in the OVL that week. And Deuces Wild, says Eddie Crittenden, popped up toward the third base dugout, but that will get over the dugout for the AAA autoglass foul ball. Hovering right around 100 people listening in and watching tonight's broadcast. Rhythm looking to wrap it up here. 9-1 the lead. Throw down to first base. Simmons can't hang on to the baseball, but Kewen was back in time. And a full count Ministries full count. Runner will be off, or should be, with the pitch. 3 hits given up to the Rotors today. Runner takes off late. Ground ball. Got a glove on it. It's Stockton, and he will not even deliver. He dropped it again. That probably will be an infield single. And runners will be at first and second. Chopper to the right side between first and second. And Stockton could not get over in time to handle that one. And it is deemed an infield single, and I will not argue that one. Now Trevor Sossman 0 for 1. He's walked twice as well. Stands in the left-handed hitting DH. Fernandez on for his 6th game. Gets a swing and a miss. It's his 2nd in relief, 15 1/3 innings. Before this innings, giving up 6 hits, 4 runs, 1 earned, 12 walks, 21 strikeouts, has plunked 6 batters. 0.59 ERA. Slow roller to shortstop. It's going to be a tough play. McCarron gloves, throws on the run, and gets Sossman for out number 3. Nice play by McCarron as he ends the inning on a slow chopper to shortstop. No runs, 1 hit. No errors, 2 more rotors left aboard as we move now to the top of the 7th inning. Rhythm looking to put a couple on the board here and see if they can end it early. We'll take a break and be right back on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
If you didn't know, the Full Count Rhythm is part of the organization called Full Count Ministries. Full Count's mission is to give every baseball player the opportunity to hear the gospel, respond to the gospel, and grow in the relationship with Jesus. With Full Count, you could lead by discipling the next generation by using our resources, or you could go on international mission trips. For more of what we do, check out our website at fullcountministries.com or our pages on Instagram and Facebook.
Safeware is there when response is critical, assisting in the classroom as you shape the future of America, helping you build roadways and infrastructure for tomorrow. With protective solutions, innovative technology, and leading technical services, Safeware works tirelessly to provide our nation's workforce with confidence in their safety. Before, during, and after, Safeware is there.
Tim Reese back on the Full Count Broadcast Network. I've been here all year. Haven't missed a game. This is game number 41 of the year for Full Count. Almost missed one. Then the rains came, and I got in there with Zach Williams. I believe it was against these Rotors, a 4-3 victory for Full Count back at DC3. And this shaping up to be the 3rd Ohio Valley League championship for the Full Count Rhythm. 3rd for head coach Josh Carmen. He's been the general manager now all 5 years, but he's been the head coach since 2022. Kenny Thomas, the first head coach for Full Count. And get your yard cards in, folks. Jake Merrick, Trey Simmons, Charlie Bozeman, Blake Carter, if anybody gets on base, is the first pitch delivered for ball 1. Merrick single in 3 trips to the plate. He's 1 for 3, extended his hitting streak to 6 games. Not his longest of the year. I believe this is still Grant Baskin that's in the ball game. Came on in relief in the 2nd inning, pitching here in the 7th, top of the 7th. I've got a 3-ball no strike count. They've got 2-1 on the scoreboard. Home plate umpire looked at his clicker and didn't change it. 3-0. That's what normally Jake Merrick does, and it's ball 4. He normally does that on a 3-0 pitch, squares around the bunt, but so yard card, if you had it for Merrick, then you get it again. He draws the walk. Let's say that is the 2nd walk that I have for Grant Baskin. Trey Simmons, he's 1 for 3. He can leave the yard. Anybody? Yard card for Trey Simmons. Generous man, Todd Hundley, ready to give away some yard card chicken meals. Simmons came in hitting .318, 5 doubles, 2 triples, 3 home runs, 26 RBIs. Playing in his 32nd game of the year, heading to Pellissippi State. He hits one. That's going to get into left field for a base knock. Trey Simmons now 2 for 4. And the first 2 have reached here in the 7th. There is action down in the Rotor bullpen. That might be Brady Davis getting loosened up. The bigger red head down there. He's got a lot of red hair. He's not really that big. His parents are here, Rodney and Ryan from Clarksville. Charlie Bozeman, he's 0 for 3. Is he your yard card winner? Got to get your yard card in. Fouls the first pitch back. You still have time. 100 of you watching, surely somebody hasn't played a yard card yet. All you got to do is just post on Facebook or on YouTube before he hits it. Ava's got another one. She doesn't realize it, I don't think. She's got another yard card if she wants it. She's already collected on one. John Paul Head hit a solo home run, but this is not going to be a yard card. A.J. Armstrong picks it up, gloves, and drops it. Bozeman reaches, so no yard card for Bozeman, and the bases are loaded. Todd, I talked you into that. Sorry. You lost your yard card. Wah, 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 wah. Pat Elliott. Sorry. Talked you into it. Another one, though. Blake Carter. Can't you? Todd Hundley can't unless Linda wants to play one. Pat can't, but maybe Brent can, depending on who took that first one. I believe that is going to be another E5 to load the bases. Could we have two grand slams? I'm going to go yard card. I've got another one. My first one was a grand slam. I'm going to go here. That's hit high and deep to right field. Back and off the wall. Carter's going to drive in a couple of runs with a long single. Throw is not made to the plate, and I came feet away from picking another grand slam yard card. But what that does is gives full count now the 10-run lead. Could Blake Carter, can't walk it off, but could he be the batter that delivers for the second straight game as J.D. Willis is out? And he's probably going to call to the bullpen here. I want to take a quick break. Barbara Ardito says, yes, please. I don't know what the yes, please means. You got to tell me yard card for who it is. That's what I need to know. We're going to take a quick break and be right back on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Corson Fire and Security first opened for business in 1946. From the very beginning, we understood something important. We're not just protecting buildings. We're protecting the dreams that built them. We're protecting the lives unfolding inside them. Fire extinguishers, sprinkler systems, and security products are the tools of our trade, but people are the inspiration behind it. For 7 decades, we've never forgotten that. Corson Fire and Security. Corson.com.
We all think about our home's yards, gutters, floors, and so much more. When was the last time you thought about your sprinkler system? That's where Music City Fire Sprinkler steps in. It may shock you that in-home sprinkler systems are discreet and affordable. Let the experts at Music City Fire Sprinkler tell you for themselves. Give them a call at 615-826-7450 or check them out on the web at mcfs.us. That's Music City Fire Sprinkler, proud sponsor of the Full Count Rhythm.
Let's get back to Full Count Rhythm baseball action on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
New pitcher on for the Fulton Railroaders, number 4, Brady Davis, 5'11", 165-pound rising sophomore at Volunteer State Community College. He's from Clarksville High School in Clarksville, Tennessee. Rodney and Ryan Davis, his parents. His sibling sister is Faith. Hello to Grandpa in Clarksville, Tennessee. Grammy also hangs out in Clarksville. Last year for the Vol State Pioneers, 14 appearances, 2 starts, 3-1 record in 21 2/3 innings. This year for the Fulton Railroaders, this is his 14th appearance. Tied now with Blake Althusius with the most appearances for a Roader. He's got 34 innings under his belt. 34 hits, 26 runs, 18 earned, 13 walks, 30 strikeouts. And he's going to face his upcoming teammate, Jonathan Stewart. Mercy rule is 10 runs after 7. And Stewart takes the first pitch as a breaking pitch, slow breaker. He thought was headed right for his hip for ball 1. So the mercy rule is in effect right now. If full count doesn't score anymore, they have to get 3 outs before the rhythm or the Rotors scored 3 as Stewart swings and misses. I've got a ball and a strike. They've got 2-1 on the scoreboard. I don't think I missed another one. Jonathan looking for his first hit of the ball game, 0-for-2. Pops this one up to right field. It's going to be in foul territory. Henson can't make the catch as he was running away from the infield. Cal moves to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Runners at the corners. 2 runs in on the single off the high fence in right center field. Blake Carter nearly got his second home run of the ball game. Right now, it's going to be a hard sell for anybody other than John Paul Head and Blake Carter. Carter's got 4 RBIs. He's 3 for 3. 1-2 misses out, and that's going to get by. They're going to go ahead and try to score the run. And Bozeman comes in and touches home plate for a Zach Williams insurance run. And the Rhythm lead 12-1. Zach Williams, an insurance salesman now with Country Financial. Not sure if that's a pass ball or see if I can watch that again. Yeah, ball 4. I didn't get the Full Count Ministries full count up there. See if I can see that one. That's going to be a wild pitch. So Stewart draws the walk and runners at first and second. Parker Staborski at the plate. Could Parker leave the yard here? That run charged to Grant Baskin as the breaking pitch to Staborski in there for a called strike. Donna Slater says, looks like huge congratulations. She's going to miss this. Don, it's been my pleasure all year long to bring you the action when you can't come to the ball game. Staborski with another swing and a miss down in the count. Appreciate all of you and your kind comments, whether on Facebook or you see me at a ball game, sometimes on the road, sometimes at DC3. I want to tell you it's a blessing to have these players all summer long. And Full Count Ministries meant a whole lot to me over the years, and I hope it's meant a lot to you. As that pitch is fouled back. Count remains 0-2. Nope, Zach Williams, not everybody won it because Todd Hundley picked, I can't remember now, whoever he picked did not win, so he lost his yard card. Me and 2 others won on John Paul Head's grand slam earlier, and then Ava Dorn won on John Paul's solo home run later. So there have been 4 Chick-fil-A Rivergate meal winners. Staborski pops again down to first base side. Chris Henson makes the catch in foul territory to retire Staborski. That is out number 1. Been several balls going over that way tonight. First one caught tonight. Now Elijah Stockton will come to the plate. But I'd just like to encourage you folks, if you're not familiar with Full Count Ministry, if all you know about it is Full Count Rhythm, go to the fullcountministries.com. See all that they've been doing. There's plenty of testimonials there. Stockton looked to leave the yard with that cut. Go there and see how it formed, how God has used this ministry over 15 years now, changed lives, not just while they've lived here or live here on this earth, but for all of eternity. Go back to the last regular season game against Paducah and see baptisms that are representative of changed lives as well. And if you see fit, it's a ministry, folks. It only survives financially on donations, and be a big honor if you decided to make a donation. Of course, we do have the big banquet coming up in September as the 0-2 pitch misses outside. Can't remember the date. It might be 9/25 this year. I should have checked with Reed Glover. Somebody out there might know that. And thank you, Zach, for that kind comment. But get involved in the ministry if you want to help coach. Stockton down on strikes. Now 2 outs. Would love to have extra coaches in the Full Count Fall League that's coming up. And or go on mission trips or provide financial means for people to go on mission trips. You can get involved with the devotions, the readings that we have. You can download the Full Count Ministries app and see the resources that are there. But financial assistance would be well worth it. As John Paul Head lifts one out to center field, and that will end the inning. No drama for John Paul, who had 2 home runs in his first 4 plate appearances, as the Rhythm are retired, but not before 3 runs come across the plate. One of those is unearned. And 2 hits. 2 runners are left aboard. There was 1 error, and the Rhythm now will have a chance to end this game early. AC, whose birthday it is. I have been meaning to say this. Ava Jagger's birthday today. Lex Fernandez here. Happy birthday, AC. The Rhythm going to win a championship for you. How about that? She went yard card on John Paul. I did not build that up enough right there. It was in the middle of my Full Count Ministries donation spiel. But anyway, the Rhythm are going to try to walk this one, not walk it off, but get the victory here. They've got a chance if Chase Fernandez is not coming out. It's going to be Ryan Sweeney to try to nail this one down. The 2-year Rhythm pitcher. It's not a save opportunity, but I know Ryan Sweeney would love to be on the mound with the final out to be recorded. So a Hendersonville Firefighters Association call to the bullpen is Ryan Sweeney. We'll tell you more about it after we get to our Full Count Ministries verse or verses of the game, as given to me tonight by Tim Ferguson, our public address announcer. It's found in James chapter 1. We've been in James several games this year, and he's coming at it with verses 2 through 4, I think, or 2 through 3. What'd you tell me, Tim? Let me see. You said 2, 3, and 4. Let's do that. Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work, so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything. James 1, 2 through 4 is our Full Count Ministries verse of the game. And our Chick-fil-A Rivergate players of the game tonight are John Paul Head and Blake Carter. John Paul with 2 home runs, 5 RBIs. Finishes 2 for 5 as his batting average goes down with 400 batting average. Came in with a 452. He'll finish the season over 450 and clearly with the best run of any batter in Rhythm history. Blake Carter will go 3 for 3 in this game. He'll pick up 4 RBIs, score 2 runs. Ryan Sweeney out on the mound. And the first pitch is that slider, that devastating slider to his teammate at Trevecca this past couple of years, Ellis Hurt. So 4, 5, and 6 due up for the son of Ed and Julie Sweeney. He's now 0-2 on Hurt, who's 1 for 3. Ryan, 5'11", 180 pounds. Gets hurt to swing and miss at a pitch out of the zone, and that's a Safeware strikeout for out number 1 here in the bottom of the 7th. Rhythm 2 outs away from picking up their 3rd OVL championship. Chase Fernandez goes 1 inning, gives up 1 hit, no runs, walks 1. As Chris Henson stands in there and looks at that slider and buckles the knees. Hidal Rubio still listening in down in Ocotal, Nicaragua. Ground ball right back to Sweeney, and the Rhythm are now down to 1 out to go before the championship. Shane Carnes will come to the plate. Fernandez did not strike out a batter, faced 5. And now Ryan Sweeney, 1 out away, full count Rhythm with the 12-1 lead. Carnes 0 for 3. Swing and a miss on a fastball as Sweeney dials one up. He's from Franklin's Centennial High School. Ed and Julie Sweeney, brother to Bryson. Mimi's in Franklin. Nana's in College Grove. Tried to pour in another fastball. It's a little high. Brent and Pat Elliott, they've been hanging out with him as the host home Chandler Phelps is his mentor, and the Rhythm are a strike away. Let's see if he comes with a fastball or the devastating slider to finish this one off. Full count looking for their 160th win overall. And a Safeware strikeout ends the game, ends the season, full count with their 3rd OVL championship, as this one belongs to the Rhythm. Congratulations to the full count Rhythm. They get their 29th victory of the year, and 2 is back-to-back Mercy Rule wins over the Fulton Railroaders, 12-1. Winning pitcher Lake Morris, he'll go to, I believe that's 2-0 for Lake. Then make it 3-0 for Lake Morris. And the losing pitcher is starter Tyler Chapman. No save in the game. Chapman falls to 6-3 in a game that takes 2 hours and 50 minutes. This is final, as my wife has it on the big screen in the living room. The Rhythm 12-2 yesterday, 12-1 tonight. Now 20-3 all time in the playoffs in 4 years, as the Rhythm get it done here at Fulton. Tennessee Baseball Network, Chase Denton listening in. He says congratulations to the full count Rhythm squad, as Will Cox, the commissioner of the league, has the trophy. And they will add the name of full count Rhythm underneath the name of the Henderson Flash from last year's. And that'll be the 3rd time that full count gets their name on the championship trophy. Mark Dixon, thank you for the kind comments. Thanks for listening in. For everybody who's listened in, over 100 of you that watched and listened today on YouTube, and a couple of dozen of you regularly on Facebook. And congratulations to the yard card winners. Congratulations to Todd Hunley on being the title sponsor all year long for Full Count Rhythm. Appreciate all that he's done. And that is 3 straight championships for Full Count while they've been in the OVL. It's 3 out of the last 4 championships that have been won. And now tied with the DuBois County Bombers with the most championships in OVL history. John Paul had 2 home runs. He hit the only grand slam of the year. That was in the 2nd inning. ends up being the game winner as the game was tied at that point in time. A 2-out grand slam over the right center field wall. Picks up his 11th home run, a solo shot in the 6th. That made a yard card winner of Ava Dorn. Rhythm end up with unofficially 10 hits, 12 runs, 10 hits, I believe. I'll have to go and look through these to see how many of those are earned. But full count wins it here at Fulton. We're going to stay here for the ceremony as Ted Yatchek is standing behind the pole there. Don't know what he has. I'm not sure if there's a most valuable player in the playoffs or not, but appreciate the comments that are coming in, and it's been my pleasure. Again, this is the 237th broadcast or 237th game in Full Count Rhythm history. It's my 224th broadcast, and it's my 41st this year. One of those was with Zach Williams. Rhythm moved to 29 and 12, and that is, let me see how many games in a row that is for Full Count. As I guess all tournament team, they're going to, all of the rotors, as they're calling out each of their names as they get runner-up medals. So congratulations to the Fulton Railroaders. A lot of people didn't think they would make it here, didn't think they'd beat the Paducah Chiefs, but they beat Paducah 2 out of 3 in a all-time classic 14-12 victory in that championship game up at Paducah. 7 straight wins to close out the 2015 season for Full Count. The Rotors finished 21-21 on the season. Full Count Rhythm 4-0 in the playoffs, 20-3 all time in the Ohio Valley League. Did not get into any playoff last year in the Prospect League. Finished 25-30, their only season that without a winning record. Most wins in Full Count Rhythm season was the very first year, 36-10 36-14 as they finished runner-up to the DuBois County Bombers. And in year number 2, finished 35-11 overall. And year number 3 finished 35-10 that year. 24-30 or 25-30 last year, and finished this year 29-12. Will Cox, the Ohio Valley League president for the second year, is distributing the runner-up medals to the Fulton Railroaders for the second year in a row. I guess they stopped announcing. That's Trevor Sossman right there, just getting his medal. And number 34 for the, see if I got, that's Xander Smith. 36, Thomas Kewen. There's Charlie Forbett Jr., Jake Vitale, Charlie Forbett. These 3 guys right here were in the championship round last year. J.D. Willis on the Henderson Flash won the championship a year ago. Charlie Forbett, Jake Vitale, players for the Fulton Railroaders, runners up. This year as a coaching staff, they are runners up. Andrea Sells checking in down in Georgia. Travis Smith also says congratulations. Travis Smith of Edge Appraisal Services, one of the sponsors of Full Count Rhythm Baseball. And now the Full Count Rhythm. Lake Morris. Ryan Sweeney next. Carter Kelly. Not sure that we can see that. I'll see if I can try to dial that in here a little bit better. Got the camera moved over. Had to slide over to do that. Sorry about that post. I can't do anything about it. See who all's here. Jonathan Stewart. That's Hayden Choate getting his medal right now. Eli Emery. After that, Eli Potter. After that, then Roman Petricka. Shaking hands, and next is Tim Dixon. Right behind the post. Couldn't do anything about it. You have to see them as they walk up. Will Cox behind that post, handing them the winning medals. That's Trace Simmons getting a handshake. And Elijah, that's Jonathan Stewart now. Next is Blake Carter, the Chick-fil-A of Rivergate, player of the game 2 games in a row. Nope, Trace Simmons was the player of the game in yesterday's contest. Blake Carter had the walk-off win. Jake Merrick shaking hands. Now Nate Webb. What happened? What are we missing? Number 4, yep, 43. So we don't get the win. Oh, okay. I thought you were trying to take the win away from us, Tyler. We got kneeling down, getting knighted as Parker Staborski. Nolan Sargent getting his medal. And next will be Charlie Bozeman. Now there's Chase Fernandez. Finishing up, Jonathan B. Smithson in uniform. 2 games in a row. He's going to get a handshake from the commissioner. John's going to have to bend down and get the medal on there. And Josh Carman with the handshake. He'll get his 3rd championship medal. Congratulations to Josh Carman and the entire Full Count Ministry staff. Reed Glover is here. Grant Edwards, the vice president of the Full Count Ministry board, is here as well. Brandon Jaggers couldn't make it because of Ava Jaggers' birthday. And now Tim Dixon going to be the first to touch the championship trophy. The players rally around him. He'll be headed out to join another club, I think, up in the Northwest, or what is it? The Northwoods League. That's what it is. Brooke Carman getting pictures. Rebecca Dorn also getting as a final train whistle here tonight from Eddie Crittenden. And I'm going to tell you, of all the supporters on the Ohio Valley League, when we're playing at Drakes Creek number 3, there are more Fulton Railroaders fans that are tuning in to listen and watch. Steve's got to go get in that. Steven Ardito's got to get in. And our Anchor Transportation bus driver's got to get in on that. He's got the trophy. Tim Dixon gave it up to Steven Ardito. It'll be a late night getting home tonight. I still haven't started packing up. Usually takes about 20 minutes. And they're going to get some more pictures here. So I'm going to go ahead and start packing up my gear, which means I'm going to have to shut this down for one final time here on the Full Count Broadcast Network. And it's been my joy, again, as I've told you before, to bring you Full Count Rhythm Baseball. And thanks to the Full Count Ministries for hiring me back in 2021 and bringing me into the broadcast booth. And now it's turned into over 630 broadcasts of baseball, basketball, softball, football, and who knows what's to come at Volunteer State Community College. But appreciate Josh Carmen and the board, all the folks that have been involved in helping me and getting me the equipment that I need to do this. And thank you. And without you folks watching, listening, supporting Full Count Rhythm Baseball, this would not be anywhere near as fun. And appreciate Josh Carmen and the crew putting a good product out there on the field as well to broadcast. But this will be my final sign-off. If you want to hear me again, you'll have to listen in on the Vol State Sports Network coming up this fall. I'll be over there calling Pioneer Baseball and then basketball later on for Vol State. But for one final time, for John Smithson, the Director of Ministry, and Head Coach and General Manager Josh Carmen, this is Tim Reese saying God bless you. Thank you for watching another edition of Full Count Rhythm Baseball on the Full Count Broadcast Network. Good night, everybody.
This has been another Full Count Rhythm Baseball game presented by Full Count Ministries and Chick-fil-A of Rivergate. We'll see you next time right here on the Full Count Broadcast Network.